So we're just explaining what happened last campaign. Really, Overwatch is not nearly as important as GURPS. I mean, you could always just hit the Alt F4 button. That's the ultimate way to leave. Not a quitter. A Widowmaker! I missed what he said, actually, so... Sucks to suck. Shit together. Come on, you have to admit that was funny. Tiny dick. The mature Stasi guy would also realize that would happen. You probably want Polish to German. Because it's more complicated? I'm not rolling over laughing. He's standing very stoic. Oh, inside he's dying, but he's standing very stoically. Very still. Like, the left eyeball is twitching just slightly. He looks quite pissed off, actually. Well, I'll walk towards them. Makes sense to me. Oh, shit. And he's, gonna respond. He's like, Jane? And then he's gonna, nod his head to the two MPs and, look back at her. Why, Toasty? And where's that? Fuck, why? I mean, that's fair. I mean, if we could get like a day or two, that'd be really nice. These guys need, a short break, and I need to catch up in the office, of course. It's been a while. Oh, hold on one second. Apparently Jolly can't hear you guys.
Baltimore.
Do you have anything for us, I guess?
She waits for Joshua, because I know where he's gone. Ollie, I assume you sneak the fuck off?
You mean?
Oh, sorry, Grisha.
Yeah, I'm close by, but I don't wanna get Jerry to beat my fucking life in because I didn't do anything.
Boy.
To clarify, you have done many things, just not that thing.
Yes, it's not that specific thing this time.
I'm innocent of that one specific thing.
I'm innocent of many things. You just can't prove it.
Alright.
You can't prove I'm guilty if you can't find the body.
Yeah, very true.
Okay. Oh, shit. Just a second, I quit out of roll 20 by accident.
Alfred, you're not supposed to
I
leave
hate it
roll
when that
20.
happens.
Oh, and it put me in the other game. Just a second.
Alfred!
God fucking-
He went to Sierra 17.
Yep.
How's that going, by the way?
Pretty good. I've
Yeah, he's pretty
I
far
completed
along.
all the items. I completed the first 3 missions. Pretty far along, actually.
God damn, you thought it was gonna take forever, and you're already a lot of the way through it.
No,
You
I
put a
spent
lot
like
of time
60
into
hours
it,
in like the last 3
yeah.
weeks on this.
Yeah, you really probably busted ass doing that.
I've put 3
Yeah.
or 4 hours every day into what I've been working on. I'm not nearly
Yeah.
that far along. To put it into perspective, I have not finished my to-do list yet.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, I need to psych myself up to go make this other character.
Alright. Waldemar.
Yes.
So Jane says to, Ollie, can you repeat what you said?
Yeah, I said, you got anything for us?
Waldemar?
Oh, yes. We're apparently going to the jungle next. That is where El Dorado supposedly is. So it couldn't have been, somewhere nice and cool. That would have been nice, Maybe like Canada or somewhere
Can you
cool.
for once, like, get a mission where there's, some respectable amount of snow on the ground or something?
Yeah, see, you understand.
That would be nice. Well, are we heading out right now?
Well, there's something I need to attend to.
Uh-huh.
I figured a couple days would be good for everyone.
What is it you need to attend?
Just some, business stuff. It's been a while since I've been in the office. I need to make sure everything's going well.
Ollie, we also need to take care of our problems. I think we're pretty sure we're still irradiated.
When you say the word irradiated, both the MPs just kind of look at each other and take a step back.
They speak Russian?
Oh, boo, you bitch.
They are.
You come out the other side of 2 fucking nuclear bombs and you laugh at me.
I was just kind of thinking that we were SOL on the god.
I mean, the worst you can do is
I
just
think
go to
there's-
the doctor and, they'll fix you up. Stick some tubes
I
in
don't
you,
like
that sort of
doctors.
thing.
Don't like tubes. I do not like needles.
Seriously, you hate needles?
I didn't say I hate needles. I said I do not like needles.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. I'll be waiting, Waldemar. You just come and tell me when you're ready.
Will do.
But my main complaint was I really don't have much to do and it just kind of looks around at, like, what is it? Is it just an airfield in the middle of nowhere? Or, like, we in the middle of the city?
No, so you're their headquarters in Bremen.
We're at their headquarters again.
Yeah, so...
So
They have,
there's,
like-
like, buildings and stuff everywhere.
Yeah, there's like a corporate building. They've got like a warehouse full of shit and shooting ranges and practicing and infirmaries and small library and everything like that.
Yeah, in the
I mean-
meantime, while we're getting healed up and fixed up, we can practice a little bit, point towards the ranges, we can get to know shit, point towards the library, or we can, I don't know, make a few deals and get better equipment. I mean, seriously, we kind of fucked up.
Ollie's going to look pointedly at the plane where the helicopter and his entire share is being unloaded in pieces. And say, I really don't have much need for practice right now, and the only thing I could be working on is miles beyond what I have the capacity to replace. So unless I am making money, I am just kind of wondering why we are hanging around for no reason.
Waldemar, can you roll me a
I
patron
was
check?
just doing that, and I'm lucking that. There we go.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Okay, yeah, so,
Let's just say I don't like being in Europe for extended periods of time.
So, while you guys are talking, Waldemar, the airplane is being unloaded by your motor pool guys. They're kind of taking the helicopter and its giant skiff away.
Yes.
That's all for now.
Hey, where are you taking my snorkel?
Oh, we haven't actually put on the kill marks yet, no.
Don't worry about it. It will be taken care of.
Okay, when someone says it's going to be taken care of, I normally don't worry unless that person is you, Voldem.
When have I ever treated you wrong?
I did not see you ever treated me wrong. I'm just saying the phrase taken care of has a certain connotation in present company.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm a nice guy.
I did not debate
We
that,
used
but you
to
know
take
exactly
guys
what
out
that
the
means.
back and shoot them in the head. That's taken
Look, I
care
have
of.
never shot anyone in the back of the head before.
You almost did that to that fucking
Yes,
German
I
guy
was
you
going to
tried
say,
to hire. I
one-
saw you.
But one, I am about 90% sure that is a lie, and two, just because you tell the guy next to you to do it does not absolve you of second-degree murder.
Look, I'm not going to argue trivialities. Like I said, I've never shot someone in the back of the head before.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so you shot them in the front of the
I'm
face.
not
then.
going to confirm or deny whether that has ever happened.
Okay, you got them there.
Fine.
Alright, just please don't melt the beach down to like scrap metal. That would give Ollie a heart
He's gonna
attack.
very
You
like
just don't-
very angrily straighten his suit and be like, "Look, I told you have nothing to worry about. You should trust me every now and then."
You know you're not angry. You're just trying to play it up.
You're right. I'm not angry. I never get angry. He's just gonna clap Ollie on the back and walk away.
Okay, he might be a little bit. Check
I
your
don't think he's as angry and always just gonna get louder as the guy whose helicopter is in about 20 pieces!
Okay, seriously though, the beach earns its stripes.
What?
The beach earned its stripes. Don't you think she deserved a
absolutely.
little bit of a rest?
Survived 2 nuclear bombs.
Stabbing knife.
Actually, yeah, and as Voldemar walks away, you see him pull 2 little earbuds out of his pocket and put them in his ears.
What are those? What is he always listening to?
Anyway.
You know, it's probably something like death, death, death.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it's like.
That's exactly what it's playing on his earbuds.
I just look towards Ollie. It's like, I playfully punch him in the shoulder. I'm like, alright, let's go to the fucking infirmary. I feel like shit.
Fine, if you feel we need to.
Dude, we survived 2 nuclear bombs. You even know that even just yourself is very heavily irradiated.
Yes, but I have this idea that if for some reason I don't acknowledge it, it didn't happen. Anyway, let's
That's a
go.
pretty safe idea.
That's usually how it works. I mean, that's what I
Alrighty.
thought the first time I almost got shot by one of those things, but
So, Grisha and Ollie, you guys go for a trip down to the infirmary. It's mostly empty. Just a few
How
guys.
many bone saws that are dripping with blood are on permanent display?
Please say like.
There
That's a
aren't that,
respectable number.
there aren't that many, but you kind of see they've got a table saw in the infirmary. You're not really sure why it's there.
Full table saw? Oh god.
I'm just sitting there and just staring at it. I look at Ollie and it's like,
Someone has
That's really the
woodworking-
infirmary, is it?
It's like bed, table saw, bed.
That is either... This is either the strangest place for a woodworking hobby, or a very... Or this is a very James Bond BS that we are walking into.
So you sit down, and after a couple minutes, a man in a white lab coat, he's got a white beard, he's a relatively old white guy, comes up and sits down. He looks at you and says, "How can I help you?"
So have you ever dealt with...
I reach into my pocket and pull out the yellow box, flick it on, and point it towards me.
As it
Well-
starts beeping, he looks and nods his head sagely and says,
I point it towards Ollie as well.
his eyes get slightly wider, and he says, "I'll be right back."
I flick it off and just look towards Ollie. He's like, sometimes words, you don't need them.
Alright, so
Amen.
you wait for 2 minutes, and the doctor comes back. He's now wearing a giant hazmat suit. He walks towards you, his steps are stompy, you can hear his breathing. He sits down and says, "Please lay down on the bed."
Please, I don't have fucking Ebola.
I think that would be better
Alright,
than
I
what you
strap-
currently have.
This is like when they take you into the X-ray room and they're like, "Don't worry, it's perfectly safe," and then they all duck behind like 3 feet of wall and put on lead protective
This is
vests.
true.
Don't worry, what you're getting is completely safe.
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. I just didn't know what the fuck.
I mean, they normally put like
Ollie will
they
remove
put
his.
steel things over my balls, but other than that,
Oh boy.
Oh man, you're lucky. I guess you can still have
yeah,
kids.
right.
Anyway,
So,
Ollie's gonna remove his vest and his gun and just everything and set it off to.
Yeah, I'm gonna strip down as well and just sit there in my cargo shorts and shirtless, just...
so
Ollie
Ollie,
sees a few Russian tattoos on me.
oh boy. Ollie, it takes them about 3 hours to be done with you. It's mostly a bunch of needles and drugs and tubes going in and out. They're just kind of checking you over. The
That's
doctor
what they
seems
always say.
relatively pleased. Can you roll me an HT test?
My best skill. Oh.
You have fitness, right?
Yeah, but I'm still taking luck on that.
Okay, yeah.
Because you want that roll to succeed by more than 1 degree.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Alright. Yeah, so the doctor seems relatively happy. You don't feel very much better, but, you know. Who
You
knows?
probably feel like crap with all the drugs.
With all the drugs.
Yep. Grisha, they take you away to another room. This one doesn't
Actually,
have
a
a table
mortuary.
on it.
First things first, I didn't do it, I say as they're dragging me away.
Can you roll me an HG test at a -5?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Ah.
Oh no!
All right, so yeah, so as they're
You guys
taking you away, the doctor puts an oxygen mask on you, and if you take a breath in, you slowly start fading into unconsciousness.
Oh, okay. They drugged them.
Ah, great.
I was curious where that.
That's pretty much the
negative
last
came
thought
from.
that goes through your mind, yeah.
I'm dead.
Ollie, after about 3 hours, you're done, but you don't see Grisha anymore. And the doctor comes back. He's no longer wearing the hazmat suit, and he goes, "All right, well, if you start bleeding from your eyeballs, or your pores, or anywhere else, you come to see me. All right?"
It's a deal. Where is my? No, I'm sorry. It's a deal. Where's my friend at?
In surgery.
Oh. What kind of surgery?
He flips through a few pages on the clipboard. Massive internal trauma, major radiation, broken ribs, fractured. Oh my. Every kind of surgery right now.
Do you have a permanent marker by any chance?
He kind of looks on his coat and picks out a few pens and hands you a Sharpie.
Would you mind if I attended to my dear friend?
He looks at you and says, No, it's a surgery room.
Don't worry, I am medically qualified.
He raises an eyebrow, and I'd like my pen back now. You can wait by the table saw if you'd like.
It's a very tempting offer. I'll hand him his Sharpie back. It's okay, I have my own Sharpie.
Eventually, soon you'll be able to draw dicks on his face.
Oh, I was going to do that. That's plebeian level. That's
Plebeian level.
You must think higher, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Simpler, but higher. So anyway, well, I'm going to gather my kit together, make sure Greaser's is all put together in a much more orderly fashion, and then I really don't have much to do. Keep studying German, I guess.
Alrighty, cool. Grisha, time goes by pretty much as a flash. You don't have any dreams or anything. So you wake up.
Going off?
You're in a white room completely. Off in the distance, you hear a table saw going off for a few seconds before it stops. Then it goes off again before it stops, and then the doctor walks into the room with a clipboard.
I'm pretending I'm asleep still.
All right. In that case, he just toys with the IV attached to you for a moment, and walks back out.
Alright, then I open up my eyes. Like, well, I stop and I make sure nobody else is in the room by listening, like breathing and
Alright.
shit like that. Then as soon as I'm sure nobody else is, I get up, start looking around.
Okay. As you get up, you feel intense pain around your chest and torso.
I look down. What the fuck?
So you're wearing one of those hospital gowns, but you can quite clearly see that you have like stitched scars all over your torso. At least 5 of them.
Oh, scars, not actual stitches?
Well, there's scars that have been stitched, like, you know what I mean, stitch wounds.
They're still very fresh.
Oh, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh. My ribs are in place, right?
No ribs.
Honestly, you can't tell.
He has no ribs. He can suck his own dick now.
God damn it.
I look around. Do I see any of the stuff that I would have had secreted away on my person that I didn't get rid of? Like, for an example, who was its knife that I had stuck in my boot?
Well,
All those.
you're pretty much naked apart from the gown. So unless you had like something shoved up your ass.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless your
Yeah.
keister skill was on point, you're pretty much out of
No,
it.
I'm asking this just because if my clothes are nearby, it might still be there.
No, your clothes are not in the room.
Alright, I can get up and walk around, right?
Yeah, with high pain threshold, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna get up and drag the machines with me on the little rotary thing. And I'm gonna peek out the door.
Okay. Yeah, you see the doctor talking with 2 nurses. One of them's a redhead. She's quite attractive.
Oh!
You like her.
You
Oh!
automatically like her.
Then the doctor turns back and starts walking into another room, away from you.
Alright, I open up the door and just casually walk out with the thing slightly dragging behind me, just...
Okay. You get about halfway down the hallway before can you roll me a 1d2? The redhead nurse sees you, and she looks up and says, "Aren't you supposed to be in bed?"
Just throw around, look around, it's like... Am I?
She gives you an unimpressed look. You're dragging an IV stand behind you.
I noticed.
Close her eyes. You wait here, I'm gonna page the doctor.
Oh, great.
She
I'm just
pushes
trying
you.
to find that way. Let's just walk over to where where's the table saw going off?
You can't tell, you're in a hallway away from the table saw.
Yeah, that's where I was going now.
She looks up.
Give
What?
me a moment. I'm trying to satisfy my curiosity.
She doesn't seem to listen to you, she's busy paging.
Alright, I'll walk off anyways.
Alright. Alright, so you get into the room. with a table saw. And the doctor's not in the room. There's one other guy. You don't recognize him. He looks like he's a Sierra Nordfar soldier, though, in the room.
Yeah.
And there is, in fact, a table saw going off. He's doing something with it. You can't quite tell. His body's kind of blocking what he's doing.
Is there anything splattering around him, or like wood chips or blood and shit?
Nothing obvious. Can you roll me a perception check?
Yeah, I can. Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really see anything splattering around him.
Let's look at him. Just shrug.
Can you roll me another observation check before you walk out?
Yeah, let me see here. Observation this time and not perception. So
Yep, observation.
that makes a difference because
Alright,
it's
yeah.
a 14 now.
As you turn away, you see the slight glint of gold. Just like a small spark of gold fly away from the table saw.
I freeze. Look back at him.
He's
You having fun there?
He doesn't seem to hear you.
I switched over to Russian. Asshole!
He just keeps on table sawing.
Those things are pretty loud.
Yeah. Does he have ear protection on?
Nope.
Fucking better.
Dumbass.
You don't have to wear your pro for a
Yeah,
table
you
saw.
should.
If there's
You should,
anything
yeah.
non-volatile, like a
When
chuck
it's
it with
metal,
extension.
you should.
When it's anything,
yeah,
you
it's metal, you
should.
But
It's a table saw.
I didn't say that it's not a good idea. I just said you don't have to.
Okay, yes, and you don't have to wear it. Okay, never mind. We're not good.
Eye protection is non-negotiable. You must wear eye.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
walk up and pat him on the shoulders like, hey.
Okay. Roll me an observation check as you walk up to him.
Alright.
Yeah. So as you walk up and get right next to him and pat him on the shoulder, you see that he is sawing at gold. In fact, his entire hand is currently covered in gold.
His hand is covered
Yeah.
in the gold?
Yeah.
Like it's crawling up his... It's not on his uniform, it's on his actual flesh hand.
Yes.
And he's sawing at his hand.
Yes.
I look at him.
He looks back. His face is very clearly the face of the guy whose revolver you stole.
I hit him right in the face.
He grins as you do it, and you hit him in the face, and there's a sharp impact on your hand, as if you were hitting metal. Part of his face kind of cracks in half and falls off, and you can see that most of his face has been replaced by the gold, including one of his eyes.
Yikes.
Alright, I'm gonna take a moment to, step back, get some space. Do you have any weapons on him?
Nope, but he is turning around towards you.
Alright, I'm gonna step back a few steps to get my space and get the IV out of my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Rips it out James Bond style.
Once I do that, so I know that I'm not obstructed at all, I'm gonna start. And the saw's off now, right?
Nope, still on.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try kicking him in the dick.
Okay, so you ripped the IV out. Can you roll me an HG chest?
Yeah. Well, I said I was taking it out, not ripping it
no
out.
Jason,
Yep, that's
no,
not-
no Jason
that's
Bourne
not-
style stuff.
Fuck no, that shit hurts.
Yep, but still roll me an HG test.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you take the IV out, so you start feeling an intense pain spreading through your arm.
Oh no.
Then I see you kick him in the dick.
What?
Then you kick him in the dick.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kick him in the dick. Roll me brawling.
Yeah, I got you. Any pluses or minuses?
I'll give you a... Nah, it's just normal.
Alright, 13 or less. Boom! Dick has been
Dick has
smashed.
been smashed.
Okay. Yeah, so you kick him hard as you can with your foot straight into his dick. And can you roll me, let's say 1d3 plus 2?
Alright.
You feel your bare foot and his toes impact on metal.
That's not a comfortable feeling.
Right. As it does that, you feel your toes break.
Oh,
You fall to the
no.
ground,
Grisha!
and he looks down at you, and you see the revolver flying through the air to his hand.
Can I try to catch it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, alright. What am I trying to get?
I'll give you, let's say dexterity -3.
Alright, 11 or less. Caught it.
Okay, yeah. So you reach up in the air and catch it. He actually looks shocked. What
And
do
I'm
you
gonna
do?
turn it on him and put a few rounds in him.
Okay.
No question.
So yeah, you point the revolver at him. You get a very close-up look, and you put 2 rounds that go straight into his eyeballs.
I go fucking Mozambique style, put a third one in his chest.
Okay. Yeah, so the third one goes straight through his
Reverse
heart,
Mozambique.
Reverse, yeah.
and he falls down onto the table saw, chest first. Can you roll me a will check?
Oh shit.
Okay, yeah. So as you watch his body slowly being torn apart, you feel another incredibly sharp pain in your arm. And as you look down, you kind of see that the flesh of your arm is kind of peeled, and things are moving inside of it. And you wake up with a horrible start in the middle of a fucking operation.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's trippy.
I wake up swinging, so I'm throwing a fist at it random.
Okay, roll me brawling.
That's exactly that's what he has to do. It kind of sucks, but
Okay. Alright, so yeah, you wake up and you feel like fucking scalpels in your arms. And with the other one, you kind of throw a relatively weak, but still a punch, at the person with the scalpels in. Someone else does catch your arm, however. It takes a couple of them to really lock it down.
If Ollie can hear, he hears me yelling, "You fucking golden bastard! I'm gonna rip your fucking neck off!"
Ollie, what are you doing, Ollie?
I mean, I'm just staying in the basic area watching Grisha's kid, or as close as I can get to him.
So, you hear off in the distance. Can you roll me an observation check? Okay, yeah. So you just hear one word being screamed off in the distance. Gold.
Hmm. I don't do much.
Okay. Grisha, a bunch of people are now holding you down. They've taken the scalpels out and just kind of concentrating on getting you down. And somebody puts an oxygen mask on your face again. Can you roll me an HT -5?
oh man,
No.
Afflictions, man, they're
They're
bad.
bad.
You fade out again.
I look at them. The last thing I do is I look at them kind of apologetically because I realize it's a dream right then.
All right. They seem a bit more concerned with stopping you from fucking killing them.
Also, I just noticed Flimmer's fucking ritual statue or whatever to fucking chaos. I love it so much.
What?
Oh boy.
The salt with the glue, and the coffee, and the monster, and the crayons, and the
yes, yes.
Oh, you just
Okay.
saw that?
dip. Yeah, I scrolled up and saw it.
Alrighty.
That was
So-
the best.
Grisha, you wake up again, in a situation that's actually exactly like the one you woke up in before. There's a doctor speaking to a nurse. You're in a white room.
Do I hear the table saw going off?
Nope.
Do I see the doctor's face and the nurse's face?
Yep. They look both alright. The nurse is in fact a hot redhead.
Scratch the back of my head. Just, Well, as long as that goddamn golden bastard doesn't show up, I should have some fun.
So as you start speaking and moving, the doctor looks towards you. And he comes over and shines a light in your eye twice.
Ah, damn you! Oh,
Damn
it
you.
hurts.
He puts it down and says, "Good to see you still with us."
Of course I am. I'm like the toughest bastard here.
Yes, well, more anesthetic is required next time.
Mm,
That much has been made clear.
I look down at my arm.
Yeah, so there's a pretty big scar on it. Stitched wound on it.
My chest is still stitched up.
Yep.
I go. I crack my neck and just swing my legs over the side, getting up.
No. Stay in bed. Otherwise, you'll open up all your stitches.
But I
No
have nothing
buts.
to do.
Well, you can stay for another day until I'm happy that you're not going to fall over dead. And then you can go do whatever you'd like to do.
1,000 tension says otherwise that you can heal me. Unless you throw the damn oxygen mask on me again, then I'm fucked.
I'm fucked.
Just
Don't-
do me a favor and please get like Voldemort or Ollie. I know they're around here somewhere.
Alright, well, you just stay here. The nurse will watch over you.
I look at her and I wink.
She looks back. Can you roll me a IQ test?
Oh shit, any pluses, dude? Come on.
I'll give you a +1.
Oh yeah, Toverlast, let's do this.
The pity plus
pity
one,
plus
everybody.
one.
The
Oh
pity.
fuck you.
Uh,
I thought I'd get the +1 because I'm confident and cocky like 24/7.
No,
No.
it's because you're covered in scars.
she doesn't look entirely unimpressed.
Counts.
It counts.
Wait, what happened?
What?
What did the nurse do? I missed that.
She looks.
looked somewhat not unimpressed.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
It means nonplussed,
Okay.
which can mean both things. So yeah, you're screwed either way. Anyway,
Anyways, Ollie, you've been waiting for about 4 or 5 hours.
cool.
Probably just
Das
reading through German and shit.
ist gut.
God. Yeah, you're pretty engrossed in your book. And can you roll me an observation?
Perception.
Yeah, so you don't notice until the doctor's a few steps away from you.
Hmm.
But he comes up to you and kind of waits for you to be done.
Ollie's gonna accidentally start speaking in Polish before shaking his head. Yes, how did the surgery go?
He looks back and tilts his head a little. English?
Oh, sorry. How did the surgery go?
Well enough. We managed to deal with most of the trauma. He did wake up in the middle of an operation, however.
That's part of the course.
Well, he wants to see you.
Me?
Well, you at Waldemar, you seemed easier to get.
Yeah, that's generally the case. Does he need anything else?
No, he just said he wanted to see you.
What can he drink and not drink?
He looks down. He looks up at
Ollie
you.
pointedly pulls out a small little aircraft bottle of vodka.
Oh, he's Russian. He'll be fine.
Amen. Okay. Well, show me to him, and I'm gonna grab all of Grisha's stuff and bring that with me.
All right, yeah. It takes you a while to gather it all up.
Okay.
But he leads you through a few intertwining hallways. And eventually get to a white surgery room.
Before he lets me into his room, I'm gonna ask him: is his bed facing away from the door?
He thinks for a second. No.
Is there another way into the room?
He looks at you. Please do not startle my patients.
These are important security questions.
Fine.
Good question.
Yes,
If it
there's
wasn't
one
for
more
the
way in the
redhead, I'd be totally gone.
And that would be?
room. There's a window in the room.
Suboptimal. Okay, well, thank you very
Fire
much.
code, you know.
Question.
Yeah,
Is-
fire.
Is the nurse still there and totally taking my advances? If she isn't, I'm out the window.
Well, the nurse is sitting on a desk, writing some stuff down. You're making advances. You get a few, like, slight laughs out of her. That's about it.
The pity plus
The
one.
pity plus one.
At least I'm not delivering pizzas like your goofy ass.
Pizzas. Pizzas. My friend, I am currently in control of all of your equipment.
Please no.
Speaking of being in control of all of physics, I had 4 or 5 hours of it.
Oh, God.
Let that sink in. Anyway, I walk in.
Alrighty. Yeah, so Grisha, you see Ollie walk through the door. He's got all your stuff in tow.
Look at the stuff, look at him. Oh, you got the green, you got the... I asked him in Russian, I was like, hey, you still got the Geiger counter?
Fish through the stuff, toss it over to him.
I stand up and I catch it in the air. I walk over with a thing close by and I switch it on and I point it towards the gear.
Yeah, it's pretty radioactive.
Look at him. Raise an eyebrow.
What?
We're gonna have to burn most of this shit. Or do something with it. Sadly. Same with your kit too. Hold on.
Don't remind me.
If he's not wearing his kit, I'm gonna run it over that stuff as well.
Yeah, I've got my kit on still.
Yeah, it's also radioactive.
Radiation's
Well,
a
at
bitch.
least I'm not wearing any of my important stuff. Gosh dang it. This is a really expensive pair of binoculars.
Hopefully Voldemort will place it all since we got all nuked on his fucking job.
That doesn't strike me as something he would do.
Oh, I'm gonna twist his arm till he fucking does it.
Well, he has 2 arms and there's 2 of us, so this might just work out.
Very true. And it depends on how drunk we get the big guy.
Ah, yes. Then there would be 3 of us.
Yeah.
Speaking of the big guy, right after you say that, Alfonso walks through the door.
Ah, speak of the devil and he shall appear. How are you doing, my
Geiger
friend?
counter over him. Is he good?
Yeah, he's fine.
Switch it off.
He
Okay,
raises his arm and says, Grisha, you're gay! And yeah, you notice that he has a giant bottle of vodka.
I open up my arm, and I was like, "Come to me, baby."
He gives you a hug, then he takes out 3 glasses.
He
Or
probably
that.
lifts me out, squishing me, and I'm like, "Stitches, stitches, stitches."
Yep, exactly. He takes out 3 glasses, pours you all some vodka.
The gentle hug that only a large Bulgarian man can give.
Then he looks at the nurse, takes out another glass, pours some more vodka.
Ollie's going to sigh and look over all the equipment. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
pull out all
you
those
do know
knives.
there's one good thing about this.
We're still alive, right? I thought we
No,
got-
no, that's not important. Ollie's gonna pull out the one M67 frag he still got and says, "That means we get to blow more stuff up." Has to go, right?
You have a point.
The
Although we need some help getting rid of this ammunition, which might be a
His
little bit.
name is not Aldo.
Oh
It is
fuck!
Alfonso. You're still high on
It's
drugs,
still
my friend.
high.
Listen,
The,
also, I do have something important to go over with after this, but first, let's get a few drinks in me. This shit hurts.
the nurse puts her pen down, kind of sighs a little, and looks at you and says, "Could you please not hold grenades in my goddamn surgery room?"
That's not the worst of it.
Ollie's going to just juggle the grenade. back and forth from hand to hand and be like, it's completely safe. It's got 2 safeties on it. It's good.
The nurse.
I want to roll brawling to throw a haphazard kick to kick it out of his hand up into the air.
Oh god.
Sure, go for it.
Boom.
Oh no.
You're probably gonna get a -2 for the pain.
High pain threshold.
I paint
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. So it hurts like a motherfucker. But no, 12 is not going to be enough to kick a small object he's currently juggling.
He just sees me go, hiya! And I miss trying to kick it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna catch your grenade in one hand, catch your kick in the other hand, and gently, like, push you back into the bed or the chair.
Ow, 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 ow.
Alfonso sees the nurse going up, and he looks at her and says, "Now, gentlemen, let's not get Gabrielle angry, or you'll find out what the table saw is for."
I thought that was for, like, terrible fucking nightmares, which I found out it was actually probably for. You wonder why I did wake up swinging. I point towards her. Yeah.
She looks back at you. You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Hey, you're surrounded by a whole bunch of veterans and shit like that. Makes sense. It wasn't the Chechens this time. It was that gold bastard, I said, looking towards the other guys. In Russian.
Which gold bastard? You told me about the one in the
one
cabin.
we thought we killed with a revolver.
He was a gold bastard? Thought
Yes,
he was
he's
like
close by.
a demon smoke bastard.
No, he's gold, and he's probably close.
I haven't seen any gold on him.
I did.
When?
Whenever we were up close with him, remember? I was the one that was really up close with him while we were fighting.
I thought he just dissolved into black smoke when you shot him.
He's probably coming back for his revolver, and he was dressed like one of the troops here. So you might want to get a point.
When did you see him?
When I was in surgery a few hours ago.
When you were unconscious.
Yeah, didn't you hear me yelling? No, didn't you hear me yelling?
Well, you know, now that you mentioned it, I did hear someone like yell in the most Captain Kirk's way, "Gold!" But I just thought it was you being you. Lying, because Ollie really didn't think much at the time.
Anyways, while that's going on, Valdemar.
Si, senor.
So you've been going in your office for about 6 hours. And you start hearing some commotion outside the office.
Let's see. Alfonso's not around. Is the secretary there?
Yeah, the secretary is right outside.
So he's out. Okay, so he's outside the door.
Yep.
I'm just gonna, open up the desk drawer, pull out the USP that I have there, and page the secretary.
Okay. So you page him, and it takes a few seconds. Then he comes online and says, "Yes, sir."
What exactly is going on out there?
Kind of hard to see, but the military police are attempting to apprehend a man outside your office.
It's hard to see, and you're not just right there?
Well, I am just right there. He's outside the door. Look, just a second. You hear some dragging. And you can kind of see him get up and move closer to the door. Kind of looks through
I
it.
forgot I have a lot of glass in my building, don't I?
You do. Well, looks like there's 4 of them trying to apprehend a man in a United States military uniform?
I will...
Called it!
I will be right out.
Called it.
Alright.
Incoherent rage.
I called it.
So you walk out through the door and you see 4 of your guys kind of standing off, not with guns or anything, just like, blocking him from getting in.
Alright, so do I recognize the man in question?
Have you ever seen... Yeah, you've seen him once before at the pyramid, right?
What's that?
You saw the commander once at the pyramid,
Yes.
right? Yeah, so you do recognize him as that guy.
And the 4 MPs, are they struggling with the apprehension?
No, they've just kind of formed a wall. Just try to kind of block him, and are kind of moving down the hall. Just kind of pushing him through, basically out the hallway into a larger area where they have the advantage.
Okay, so it hasn't gotten, like, actually violent yet.
No, everyone's kind of like in combat positions, but it's not like the first blow is not
Does
flung.
he have a visible weapon, can I see?
Nope. It just kind of looks like he's in like a standard officer uniform, which is probably why your guys haven't shot him yet.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm just gonna, shout down the hallway, pause in German, and immediately followed by English say, "My good sir, if you please don't mind standing still so that way my men don't shoot you."
He kind of looks over them. He's quite tall, in fact.
Yeah.
He looks over most of your men, says, "Oh, but I don't have any intention of being shot, Mr. Voldemort."
And I don't have any intention of shooting you. Do you come in peace?
As much as can be said.
Will you allow my men to give you a pat down and then you can step into my office? I have some coffee brewing.
He looks. Yes.
And that should
Just don't touch the face.
that should hopefully solve that problem.
Okay. So yeah, so your men pat him down a little bit. Quite thoroughly, in fact. They don't seem to find anything.
Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, so they don't find anything. So I'm going to go ahead and motion him towards my office. And I'm sure the MPs are going to follow behind, and I'm going to reassure them and say, "I would like 2 of you posted right outside the door watching. I must treat him as a gentleman. He came dressed as an officer. I'm sure you can understand."
The MPs nod curtly, take their positions.
They're very upset with their boss right now.
Yeah, they kind of wanted to kill somebody. It's pretty boring.
Oh well.
Right.
So
So he follows you into the office. He's kind of walking very, not so much stiffly, but very formally.
makes sense. I'm gonna motion. So my office, being that I'm the CEO, I actually have a pretty nice office. There's
Right. Yeah.
rightly so. So off to the side of where the desk and everything is, there's going to be like a small table with 4 chairs. They're like, kind of like firm leather, like the nice leather executive chairs that you see, as well as a glass table. And there's going to be like a pour over coffee that's like just the water's just hot and ready to go.
All right. Yep.
And we'll go ahead and pour it over and say, sit, my sir, please."
Yeah, he takes a seat on one of your nice chairs. Joshua. Okay.
Sorry, something came up that I had to take care of. Okay.
Right.
So he sits in the chairs. I'm going to sit, of course, as well. At this point, actually, I'm going to put the USP that I pulled out of my desk, back on the desk. I'm going to kind of try and do it subtly, but if he sees it,
Right.
he sees it. I still have the.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me a. Roll me dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay.
Yeah, you try to do it subtly enough, but it's a pretty.
I mean,
it's a relatively large gun, and there's not very much face.
I mean, like I said, he wasn't really doing it stealthily. He just put it to the side.
Right.
I mean, I still have the one in my shoulder harness, of course. I always have that,
Right.
but
Okay. Yeah.
and so.
Yeah, so you just stare at him.
Well, yeah, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to say, "So what brings you here, sir?"
He takes a sip of the coffee, puts it down, considers you for a while, and he says, "Well, it has come to my attention that our forces have been in conflict, and I wish to give us a chance to settle this like gentlemen before we fight more."
So at this point, I can probably deduce that he's either in charge of or prominent within Alloy Gemini.
Yeah,
And I will say, certainly, processing things as gentlemen usually saves bloodshed and effort and money and all sorts of other various things, depending on what it is that you care about.
I agree. I am under the impression that you are the chief officer of this corporation, yes?
Yes, you could say that is true.
Very good. I come representing Alloy Gemini, as I am sure you
Quick
know.
thing, Alfred. Remember, I do get +3 reputation. Okay.
Yep. He extends his hands and kind of puts them palm out. I've come to offer, at the behest of Alloy Gemini, a large sum of money for you to come within our employ, rather than be in conflict.
A large sum of money to be in their employ. Well, I take it then that you have brought a contract, of course. You would not be prepared to offer such a thing without a contract.
Of course. He kind of reaches into his breast pocket and shuffles around a bit, and then puts out a quite thick, in fact, sheet of paper.
Well, I'm going to pull it out. I guess I'm going to roll professional skill to see if I can decipher the information properly quickly. Pull up, spend about 30 seconds, see what I can pull up from it.
Okay, yeah. So this is a relatively basic thing. It's a contract. It doesn't seem to have very much you object to. It seems mostly standard, but you kind of have to have your lawyers look over it first. Yeah. It does say at the top that the proposed sum of money for your services of Sierra and Ordvarts would be 300 million.
That's a lot of money. That would be the biggest contract I think we would ever have pulled.
That's worth more than most of your company.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to put it away after giving it, the cursory glance, of course. And I'm going to say, so what exactly is in this contract?
Well, ever since the unfortunate incident with the 3 ships, the situation he kind of looks around a little bit in your office. The location of interest has become more dire. And we believe it to be in the best interest of, we'll say, humanity, to not instigate conflict around it.
I do agree, at the very least, with not instigating conflict. Whereas your company has been very overt in their efforts, I know that mine has been not so much. However, what is it? I know that you were hired. I don't think you would do such a thing at such risk without some form of money coming through. So what is it that, and I will take a guess here, that the U.S. government wants exactly?
He nods as he says, The Americans are concerned with the same thing they've always been concerned about: the power, the control.
Then
I suppose it can be said it's the same for any government.
this is fair. Do you agree with that?
With power and control,
Yes.
he considers it for a moment and says, I have my own motives.
Does your motive match that of the U.S. government in this one matter? Would you want a single government to have the sort of power that is rumored to be what it is that we're both searching?
For now, our motives match.
Do you know what my motive is?
He looks at you. I can guess.
And what would that be?
Money, power, control. You certainly don't have any loved ones left.
Haha, you've done some research, I can see.
A little bit. You're a very hard man to research. Deliberately, I should think.
Deliberately, certainly.
But I'm sure you've done your own research.
Oh, doing a Hail Mary here. Please let Jane put something in my ear.
Sorry,
I
what?
said doing a Hail Mary here. Please let Jane put something in my ear.
Well, I mean, Jane already gave you that briefing on him, right?
Oh yeah, you did give me something. It was a long time ago, though. I don't personally remember it.
Civil
talking
Society, been alive for at least
It was
100
like a
years.
week.
Yeah, that's Marlowe, isn't it? Sitting in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Marlowe, dude. That's the gold
Oh,
guy.
this is the
that
gold
had the-
guy.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
didn't
the
put that
dude
together.
who's- Shit, you're right.
This is the dude who we shot in the head. I shot in the head 3 times, and Grisha put an entire mag of AP into the chest.
Yeah, now I
And then
remember.
tossed his ass off the side of the fucking boat, and then he got nuked twice.
And he's in my
Mhm.
office, offering a shit
Yeah.
ton of
And then
money.
he probably got ate by a megalodon.
And he also got away from your
He did get
megalodon.
away from a megalodon.
Yes.
Though that's not really too hard to imagine, you know, submarine versus megalodon.
God damn it.
Guy swimming versus megalodon.
I mean, was he swimming? I thought he was in a submarine.
He
He
was
on-
dead in a boat.
You,
And he was on that fucking the Alloy Gemini's boat, and
Yeah.
me and Ollie shot the shit out of him, and we thought we killed him. I grabbed his revolver and we chucked his ass over the side.
No, the body
Yeah, the
disappeared.
body
You didn't check
The
his
body
ass
disappeared.
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it must have been.
Yeah, that was a different body you shoved over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that's
Hey, it's all running together. We threw a lot of bodies in. It's hard to keep
It's
track
hard to
of them
keep
all.
track of them all.
he has a point.
All right, so back to the conversation in the room. Voldemort's gonna nod his head. He's gonna be like, "Yes, I have done a little bit of research, and one thing that does stick out to me is that you don't seem to die."
He looks up and says, well, death is subjective to some. I do die.
I mean, I can understand that. I can relate to that. Death is subjective. Some people die, some people don't.
There is always a cost for mistakes.
Yikes, this is a difficult situation. Because, you know, if I accept the contract, I can always violate it, but then I'd have, you know, a written violation. But it would get us closer to Alloy Gemini. Huh. This is difficult. So Voldemar's going to say, so what would you think if no one were to get it?
It's like,
Oh, these guys are chatting it up.
you,
That's what we normally do if you're doing business stuff or somebody else is on the
I wish
side.
I had
I
somebody
usually
to
talk
talk
on
to.
Oh, dude.
All right. Sorry. What was the last thing you said, Joshua?
Oh, he's gonna say. Well, he said. So what would you say if no one were to get it?
The contract or the
The
location?
location. Because I know that you don't have a personal interest vested in Alloy Gemini. And I know that you don't have a personal interest vested in the United States. You're just simply more concerned about your personal power, which I can relate and understand to.
He thinks for a moment. He says, "Since the can of beans has been opened, as they say, I don't think there's any putting that away."
I'm gonna do a ballsy thing here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna go to my desk, and I'm gonna pull out a picture of the redheaded man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna look at it for a second, and say, since we're here as gentlemen, I assume that we're going to be perfectly frank with each other for this one time. Maybe future times, but this one time.
He glances up and raises an eyebrow. Of course.
And he's going to walk over and hand the picture to him. And say, who is this man?
He looks at the picture and you kind of see a small smile creeping over his face. A man very much like me.
I figured as much.
There are powers at work here, far greater than Americans or your company or Alloy Gemini. And in this respect, he is very much like me.
I assume that you are against each other concerning schemes and what's not. Maybe not always aligned, but definitely not misaligned.
It depends on the particular century.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I had an alarm go off.
It depends on the particular century.
This century you are not friendly, I can see. It's 80 more years. It's a long time.
Well, he sighs, kind of looks down at the picture. I once considered him a friend, and maybe once more will. But in this time, no. Alrighty. As he starts saying that, you get a buzz from your secretary. He says, "Ollie's here to see you, sir."
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna look at the commander. And I'm gonna ask him just bluntly as I can. The intercom's off. I'm gonna say, can you do any weird disappearing shit?
He looks up. Well, he kind of looks at your desk. I can hide under the desk, I suppose.
That would be very difficult considering that the desk is glass and there's no back.
Never mind. Then he does not, in fact, say that. He kind of looks at you and says, "I'm not a fucking stage magician."
Well, you've done some other stuff. I'm gonna push on the intercom and say, actually, quick question. Ollie, does Voldemort happen to know your last name? Or
I'm sure you could find
okay,
out.
So
Do you have like photographic memory or
I've
anything?
probably figured it out at some point.
Roll me IQ, Voldemort, see if you remember. Yep.
Yeah, it's not too hard. Romanowski.
He's going to push the intercom, and Ollie may or may not hear it, but he's going to say, "Could you ask Mr. Romanowski to come back in an hour?"
Alright. The secretary says, yes, sir. Ollie's secretary looks at you and says, I apologize, Mr. Voldemort is busy.
Ollie's gonna reach in and push the intercom. Say, Voldemar, I'm here to see you. Either pay me to go away, or I'm coming in.
As you look up, you see two of the MPs have kind of got their hands on batons.
I have a rifle. I have a rifle in my hand and a.
Yeah, well, there are 4 MPs in the room kind of surrounding you.
I can drop 3 in one turn.
Yeah, that's the problem. The 4th one is the problem.
I know this.
Grisha's not there to help. You fucking made me stay in the goddamn hospital.
I know. I still, my statement still stands to Voldemort.
See, Voldemort, he is in the middle of this. It's really awkward because it started as company business and now it's like party business.
I know. Choose your hill.
And plus, he does really have important shit to say to you that me and him were talking about. So
Voldemort's gonna push the intercom button again. He's gonna say, "Ollie, please wait in the conference room that you will see behind you to the left. I will be out in a couple of minutes." And he's gonna push it again. He's gonna say, "I'm in the middle of a business info call. I told you I have important things I need to handle."
Ollie's gonna not push down the button. He's gonna look straight at one of the guards or the secretary and say, "Who's he in there with?"
The secretary looks up and says, I'm sorry, sir, that's confidential.
Did he say it was confidential, or are you just doing that because that's your thing?
Because all of my business meetings are confidential.
It's all confidential, sir. You understand. Business and all.
Ollie's going to pull out an M67 frag grenade.
Okay, as the moment you reach in, there are...
And I'm going to hand it to her and say, well, give this...
There are 4 pistols currently trained on you.
That's okay. I'm still doing it.
He looks at the frag grenade. He can see he's still got a pin and everything. It says, give it to him, sir?
Yeah. Tell him it's irradiated. We need new stuff. I set it down on the desk. Fuck off.
Oh gosh, you handed a radioactive freaking grenade to my secretary.
you wouldn't fucking deal with them.
I can sit around and, come back later, but the longer I'm sitting here, the more radiated.
The secretary kind of puts it on the other side of the desk and
Can I turn on the Geiger counter? Tick, 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 tick.
kind of puts a lot of paper on it until the ticking goes away. I will inform him when he is out, sir.
Yeah, I'll be waiting right over there, and I just stand off to the side.
Joshua.
Great. Conflict of interest.
There's a man.
I have to play this the way how
The man
Voldemort
looks
would
up
play
and
it, though.
says, the man looks up and says, your associates can be troublesome. I understand.
He's just gonna deeply breathe and say, "Yes, and my associates also want you killed."
He smiles and says, and you blew up an entire ship. What's your point?
Did I blow up a ship?
Well, no, but your frogman assaulted it and kind of blew it up before it
This is
disintegrated.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. Touché. This does leave me in a predicament, however.
Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead. He's gonna
What
go
is
ahead
your-
and sit back down, pull the contract towards him, and say, Does this need to be signed or denied right away?
Within a reasonable time, I'm sure you want your lawyers to look over it.
Let's say we reconvene in 2 days. Same rules as before. Truce, of course.
He nods his head slowly, says, that is acceptable.
Alright. If you don't mind waiting here, one of my MPs will escort you out in a moment.
He nods.
So we'll go ahead and stand up. Thankfully, my office doesn't actually have anything in it. Other than the computer, which is, biometrically locked unless I'm right in front of it.
Alright.
And I'm going to step out, close the door behind me, and whisper, directly into the MP's ear. It says, once me and my friend leave, go ahead and escort this gentleman out the back way.
The MP gives you another curt nod.
And then I'm going to walk to the conference room.
As you're walking, the secretary kind of looks up at you. Sir?
Yes, what is it?
Your friend Ollie left he kind of rustles some paper. Kind of picks it up between a whole stack of paper. A irradiated grenade?
Valdemar's going to be he's going to look at it. He's going to see a Geiger counter. And Geiger counters probably start picking back up again.
Yeah.
He's going to sigh very deeply and say, great, now I'm going to have to replace the desk, the papers, you possibly. I'm joking, my friend. Throw it in the trash can. Put the trash can across the room over there. I'll just ask for a hazmat to come get it. We'll get you a new desk.
Very good.
It will.
He starts fiddling with the trash can.
If you want it to be something other than what you have, it will. We'll work out the details later. Just he's gonna step off to the conference room.
I guess so.
He's gonna, look through the, Ollie's gonna see him. He very well might actually, if he's sitting in the right place in the conference room, he very well might see him talking to the secretary.
Oh, that's the plan.
Cool.
Yeah, he was keeping an eye on the
Because a
entrance.
lot of the upper floors in the building are glass, so it looks nice. And so he's gonna walk up, straighten his suit, pull out the cufflinks a little bit, push open the door, and say, Ollie, I can see that you are in need of gear. Let us go downstairs and we will re-equip you.
That's great. I'm a bit more interested in. That's very important, actually. That's fantastic. I just got back from talking to a dear good friend of mine by the name of Grisha.
A dear good friend of you by the name of Grisha.
Who apparently went through just about, and I quote the medical professional, every damn surgery.
Yes.
To try and recover from the wounds and radiation that he suffered.
Yes. If can we step downstairs and talk? Or?
I normally only step out and do this sort of thing. He just kind of gestures to his rifle and his gear and everything. This sort of thing on a mission-by-mission basis. And unless we've got something going on, I'm likely to be ducking out.
What do you mean?
I mean, job's done, right? They just nuked us.
Oh, he's gonna push open the door and say, "Let us go downstairs, and let me tell you how the job is nowhere close to done. I think it's just started."
What's downstairs?
The armory, of course. Unless you want to sit and talk in this glass-walled buildings. We can be productive. You want to be productive, or we can sit here and talk. Which one is it that you want?
I want to work.
Yes, you will be. In about 24 hours, we're going to be kicking off again, unless Grisha is required to be bedridden for longer.
He really should. But if we need to go, I'm sure he's more than happy to take off.
Yes, I know he is. I'm pretty sure... I'm surprised he was able to stay on with the operation entirely.
He
Oh,
didn't.
well then.
He kind of took a swing at someone midway through. But anyway, something really bad just
Yeah,
happened.
what's that?
While Grisha was under, and he's not the only one who's had these. So you know that asshole who we ran into in Italy, who almost shot me, and then again on the boat, and we killed him pretty dead?
You never mentioned anything about the guy on the boat that you killed pretty dead, and I remember someone shooting you. And you said,
Yes, we did.
oh, they did?
No, we mentioned him. Yeah,
Okay.
we mentioned it.
Yeah, Joshua, you saw on the footage us and me.
Yeah,
both
you watched the full footage.
Oh,
of
yeah,
it.
you guys
You
did
watched
show me
me
that, so I won't
literally
remember that at
evaporate
that point.
that guy. You watched me fucking unload on him, and then he evaporated into smoke.
Yeah, that guy, I'm pretty sure he's still alive, and I'm pretty sure he's by.
Well, I'm gonna just like. he's gonna breathe in and breathe out, and he's like, look, the way that Grisha unloaded into him with that thing, and then he just fucking disappears, I know for a fact he's still alive. It's voodoo magic or some sort of shit like that. You know, we've seen this weird gold shit. I have this bone wand. The thing is fucky.
Mm-hmm.
Now, note here, you won't be able to catch me lying because I also told the truth, saying I know for a fact that he's still alive.
It's not a lie that I'm detecting. It's your body
Okay.
language.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with only 2 degrees success, you can't pick out exactly that he just happened to be in the room with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, look what's up right now. Darn it.
You rolled 2 13s. You're getting cockblocked super
You got
hard.
I know.
dice blocked.
That's what
Alright.
you get.
Now, I'll ask this of you,
I know.
Alfred. What do I roll for my Slav senses are tingling?
Do you have drinking as a skill?
I do.
Okay. Well, roll me drinking.
Wait, is it actually a skill? Because I do have, I have alcohol tolerance and no hangovers and stuff like that. So
Carousing is a skill.
Do you have carousing?
no, I don't.
Okay, well, roll me a straight HD test then.
All right, boom.
Okay. Yeah, so as you take another drink of Alfonso's very good vodka, Gabrielle is also drinking. You're starting to get into that phase of alcohol tolerance where she's starting to look better and better to you.
How's it possible?
Your Slav senses start tingling. You're not sure what's going on, but something's going on.
I reach over and I grab my combat belt, which has the revolver in a holster and Aldo's knife in a sheath. And I stand up and I clip it on. Look at Alfonso and I go, "Something's up. I'm feeling it."
Alfonso looks back and laughs and says, "What you're feeling is very good vodka flowing through your system."
Dude, I was born. I wasn't born drinking off the tit like normal, man. I was sucking down a fucking bottle of 80 proof.
He looks.
Your radio
Your
still works.
mother,
Mine's broken.
your mother was a still.
Just do me a favor, my friend. I'm speaking in Russian, obviously. My radio is kind of broken. Can you call up Ollie and Voldemort for me, or at least somebody to ask what's going on, see if anything's weird's going on?
All right, yeah. So he shrugs and takes out a radio, and radio thoughtfully says, "Ollie, my friend."
Just as Ollie's about to say, yeah, I guess that's okay, though, although he's being slightly suspicious, he's gonna pause and pull up the radio. Yeah, Ollie here, what's up?
Grisha here says his Slavic senses are tingling.
Uh-huh. Does he still have his pants on?
No, the answer to that.
You hear me in the background? I still have the gown on. Nobody brought me a change of fucking
Is it
clothes. All
tinting?
my
That's
stuff's
the
already
important
edited.
question.
As you say that, you hear Gabriella's voice. I should fucking well hope so.
Hand me over to him.
Here's some fumbling, and then you get the radio, Grisha.
What's up, man?
What's going on, Grisha?
You remember how I usually get a weird feeling when something's like, really bad about to happen?
Kind of.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling right now.
Hmm.
somebody's close by, and if any of the actual recent events have anything to say about it, that gold bastard's probably trying to infiltrate or something. So
Trying.
I'm gonna turn to Voldemort. I'm gonna turn to Voldemort. Who's probably heard. I don't have it plugged into my headset right now, and just be like, "You heard it from the Slav himself. It's 2 for 2. I think we should really tighten security and make sure this guy doesn't try and sneak in."
Voldemort's gonna
I didn't-
purse his lips and say, "Yes, that."
You know
I agree
what?
with that.
Don't even worry about it, Voldemort. Just point me to your head of security. I'll go make sure there's no sorts of.
No, don't worry.
I'll take
have
care of it.
covered.
No, honestly, I'll take care of this.
Mr.
Yeah,
Romanowski,
you don't need to worry
this
about
is
it.
my
No, you got.
company.
Please, only my babushka calls me Romanowski. That's a joke. No one calls me Romanowski.
Well, the,
Anyway.
the fact that Voldemort switched to last names should probably tell you that you're treading on some dangerous waters right there.
What? Trying to help you?
Not trying to. To him, it feels like you're pushing in on what something that he would normally do himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just an out of character.
You're kind of casting shade on his security team there.
Well, he also did call me Mr. Romanowski when he said to wait. So
He
I
was in a
think that's
business
just the
meeting.
sort of thing right now. So was he,
That's what it's.
or was he just? Did he just not want to see Ollie because no one else came out of the?
I mean, Skype's a thing these days.
Uh-huh.
And he did come out 5 minutes
But-
later.
Ollie specifically asked who went in, and they said we can't tell you who went in, meaning someone went in.
excuse me, pretty lady. Oh shit, sorry, I'm
Pretty lady.
Excuse me, pretty lady. This is just IV, right? I can just take this off and go.
Well, just a second. She pages a doctor. Oh. Yeah, you should be mostly fine. The
Raises
pain
an
may
eyebrow.
hurt.
I wasn't bullshitting when I said that I was running around in the woods for a week with this stuff. I carefully pull it out, not trying to rip it out or
No,
anything.
do it Jason Bourne style.
No, dude, that shit fucking hurts. Like, really, really, really badly.
Oh boy. Alright, so yeah, you take it out. It hurts like a motherfucker, but you're used to that nowadays.
Yeah.
You're used to that after getting.
Reach over and pick up the pack and my vest and just walk out with Alfonso. I was like, alright, let's go kick ass. Toss on the radio.
Alfonso nudges you as you leave. You sure you're ready to leave? He throws a glance at the nurse.
This is a war of attrition, my friend.
Oh boy.
I say that, I'm not even whispering, I say that out in the open.
Alright, so you depart with Alfonso. Where are you going?
We're going towards the armory because I gotta replace all of my shit. Is
Alrighty.
my knife really badly irradiated too? Please say it's not.
Well, I mean, like, radiation is not like an abstract concept. It's got radiation, you could just scrub it off.
Yeah, that's true. But I thought it was like a very in-depth and special process that takes a long time.
Radiation affects
Yeah.
some things permanently, mostly glass distort, so optics,
Yeah.
screw, stuff
I mean,
like that.
it'll take a while, but you can clean it. You've got hours,
Yeah.
so. Alrighty.
Little do you know, I'm already hauling ass.
Waldemar,
Yes.
where are you going with Ollie?
We're gonna be, if assuming he's with me,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of
we're
course.
gonna be going down to the armory. However,
Okay.
I will actually go ahead and pull out my pager and type something on it. He's not particularly going to hide it from Ollie, so if Ollie's like, looking, he might be able to read it, but he's just going to.
I'm not. Ollie's not
Okay.
looking.
So, in that case, I'll G and whisper it.
Or am no, sorry.
He's just going to pull out his pager.
You
and
guys
type
think-
something.
You try to fucking keep Alfonso with me as like he's some sort of handler. You forget he's like my partner in crime.
oh, I know. I just think you're in a much better chance of surviving said crime if Alfonso.
As I'm walking out, I stop by the doctor that did all the surgery on me.
Mm-hmm.
I reach into my backpack and pull out a brown envelope. And I count out 10K, toss it towards him. It's like, thanks for the help, Doc.
Doc
For
looks,
almost breaking your jaw.
Doc looks down and says, "You know they pay me, right?"
Yeah, but I'm not a part of this company.
He shrugs. "Look, if you want to give me $10,000, who am I to refuse?" He snatches it up.
Exactly. Smart man.
Good man.
And hopefully next time when I come through here, you will hope, outside of... We'll fix my hands back up. I'm usually the one that gets really badly fucked up.
Can you roll an observation check?
Yeah. I gotta find that skill. I got a list of skills here. Alright. Boop.
Yeah, as you walk out, you notice the table saw is no longer there.
I stop and look at the table saw. Look over at Alfonso.
He looks back. What?
It's gone. I walk into the room.
What's gone?
Table saw.
He gives you a very strange look. Table saw? This is a
Seriously,
hospital.
What?
This is a hospital. Why was there a table saw?
You think about your boss for a moment and wonder why there's a fucking table saw and why he would put one inside of the hospital.
Look, I've been here alive. There's no table saw in the hospital. Trust.
You could ask Ollie. There was a table saw in here. All right, listen. Let's just humor me for a moment. I'm gonna walk. We're talking as we're walking over there, and right as soon as I get up to the thing, I'm gonna crouch down and look around, like inspect the fuck out of the floor and the walls for any gold shavings.
There is nothing. It's just kind of a space between, like where two beds should be. There's just a space.
I pull up the radio and I call up Ollie. I was like, Ollie,
Yeah, what's going on?
table saw's
Let me
gone.
guess. Wait. Okay, yes, so you are out of bed. Wait, the table saw's gone.
Yeah, table saw's gone, and Alfonso says he's never seen it before.
But that table saw, like, really conveyed the whole mad science. Wait,
I have it on speaker,
Alfonso,
so
have you
Alfonso's
been-
listening to us.
yeah, what do you mean you've never seen it before? There was a table. And it was quite striking to see a table saw in the middle operational.
Yeah, it was between beds 6 and 7, right?
Voldemort's gonna stop typing. He's gonna look at Ollie and be like, "Table saw?
Yeah, there was a table saw in your.
What the hell is a table
Medical.
saw doing in a hospital?" You know those two things don't mix, right? One is for wood, one is for bodies. Like,
Grisha,
Yeah.
do you still have that revolver?
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
in your hand?
No.
Is it? Can you see it though?
Yeah, it's like in my holster right next to me. On my
It is
hip.
indeed.
Close look at it. Is it doing anything?
Is it vibrating in my holster?
Roll an observation.
Yeah, any pluses or minuses?
I'll give you just normal.
Nailed it on the
on
dot.
the dot.
Yeah. So, as you look at it and think it over, it leaps into your hands.
Drop it immediately, like on reflex.
All right. Yeah. It clatters to the ground.
Hate it when it does that. Yeah, it's not really doing anything outside of the moment that you decide to mention it and I think about it, it flies to my hand.
Mhm.
Doesn't do it again.
No.
I look up towards him and I
And you said your dream specifically involved the table saw. Both.
yes, the table saw that you and I were both conscious for that was sitting here. He's definitely here, isn't he?
Is there a doctor there or something? Someone who works in the area?
I just paid him like 10K. Yeah, he's definitely
Go
here.
ask him about the table saw.
I look at Alfonso. It's like, you work for like a really stuck-up guy. You got like a handkerchief or something?
He says, "Oh yes, any suit is incomplete without a handkerchief." So says Voldemort. He pulls out a handkerchief.
That is exactly something Voldemort would say.
There's nobody around us, right?
No.
Look, and I was like, sometimes I don't know how the fuck it was a Stasi. I reach down and I pick it up with the tablecloth covering my hand.
Alright, yeah.
The revolver's not fucking with me?
Not really, no.
Alright. Like, I'm used to it, but
No, you just can't feel it.
I should probably pick up some full finger gloves. I say, looking at him holding it.
He shrugs. It might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, and I put it back in the holster and I button over the top. And I hand it back to Handkerchief. I'm like, thanks, bud.
Well, don't mention it. Seriously, don't mention it. He has a thing about not giving handkerchiefs to other people.
Oh, really?
He'd be disappointed.
Would they?
Anyways, yeah,
Handkerchiefs belong to the man or the woman?
if you have like a direct line to the, we're walking again out. It's like if you have a direct line towards the head of security here, you might want to let him know that somebody might have broken in.
He nods. Alright, I'll see if I can't get anything. He pulls out a cell phone, starts typing, and then starts talking.
Yeah, then I will ask the doctors like, what the fuck happened to the table saw?
The doctor looks at you and kind of squints. I'm sorry?
Point towards in between bed 6 and 7. Table saw. Where'd it
go? He looks through his clipboard and flips through it a few times. A man with a nickname table saw was through here about 2 months ago.
God damn it! Why? Why do you fuck with me? Why?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You're pretty sure what he meant by nickname was that he wants to be called that, but everyone just kind of calls him shithead.
That's usually how it goes with self-appointed
Alfonso
nicknames.
specifically said about the girl, and Grisha's actually going to say, or Ollie's actually going to say this. Now I'm getting us mixed up, and I'm one of us. Is going to say this on the radio to Grisha. Alfonso, you said that if you kept talking like that, then we'd figure out what the table saw is for. About the lady. Like, you specifically referenced it.
Oh shit! Things are getting hairy.
Just look at Alfonso with a disappointed look. Just
He looks back at you and squints and says, "Did I?"
Yeah. Grisha, go ask that nurse lady if she knows about the table saw.
I'd love to talk to her, but I don't want to get shot.
You've got the gun. Go ask her.
All right.
Not necessarily a correlation there. Please do not ask her pointing a gun at her.
No, she's too pretty for that shit. All right.
I figured.
I'll walk over and I peek my head through the door. She's still sitting there.
Yeah, she's just still sitting, writing.
Excuse me, pretty lady. What happened to the table saw?
She looks up. The table saw?
Fudge.
She
This is
bullshit me?
either the most elaborate in-joke,
She bullshitting me?
or we are really messed up.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. You're pretty sure she doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Look at us like, I know I'm not high.
Roll
She
intelligence.
She looks at you and says, raises her hand, tilts it a little bit.
Well, I'm not high, and I definitely...
Oh, come the fuck on. I know I look like a manlet, and I am, but I'm not a druggie.
Also, Flimmer, we lost you there.
We've literally been having an IV putting drugs through your veins for like at least a few hours.
That's true, but I saw this before you guys started hopping me up on drugs. Mind you, I was very much in a lot of pain, but Special Forces training in Russia means going through a lot of pain, so you're used to it.
She kind of rolls her eyes a little. Yes, Special Forces. You're all fucking Special Forces. She sighs and gets up. Where was the table saw?
Between bed 6 and 7.
She walks with you over there. She kind of looks between them and says, no table saw.
I look at her, just dead in the face. I go,
That's
God,
rude as fuck.
God, I love you.
She
Walk
kind
out.
of looks at you and gives you a sly grin.
God, I love you, woman. All right. I scratch the back of my head. I scratch some of the scruff. I realize I haven't shaved in a couple of days, or like a week. I go, all right, I'll deal with this shit later. I'll interrogate Voldemort about this.
Why me? Why is it always me?
I pull up the radio because this is your company.
Mm-hmm. You pull up the radio?
You hear it slightly over Ollie's radio. This is your company.
No, I don't actually say that.
I can tell you,
I was saying that as like Josh.
but I can read your mind.
Read your player's mind.
Alright, so you walk over to the armory, yes?
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess we don't meet at the armory.
I do pass to check my number though.
Oh boy.
What
she's a
number?
keeper.
You don't have a satellite
He does
phone.
now.
I do.
Oh, you do now. That's right. Yeah,
He does now, and that's my fault.
it's got it's a work phone. It's got literally 2 numbers on it. Its
That's
own
what-
and Valdemar's, and the third number that gets put on it is a chick's number.
You
That's some game right there.
you read it down. You read it down on the corner of her clipboard, and I assume give her a wink.
I just
Oh, yeah,
give her
you don't
shit-eating grins, like, hey, if you want to go get a drink or need somebody to blow up a military base, it's me.
She looked at you and raises an eyebrow. Can you roll me an IQ test? Or
Yeah.
charm or diplomacy or whatever you
Any
have.
pluses or minuses, because I've been going at this for fucking hours now.
She is somewhat intoxicated.
I'll give you a +2.
Oh yeah, 13
Yay.
less. 2 degrees.
One of those is a pity point.
Pity point.
It's a pity
Alright.
point to the player, because he's trying so hard.
No, it's a pity point to Toasty.
Alright,
That's what he said.
she kind of looks you up and down and says, you get 1 date.
Uh,
1 date. Later.
This is acceptable. This is very acceptable. I agree to your terms of service. Alright, now I'm fucking out of here. I gotta go kill things and hopefully not get blown up again.
Alrighty, so you run up to the armory. Meanwhile,
As
Voldemort,
soon as I'm out of fucking sight of her, I do like a yes.
Alfonso rolls his eyes a little, kind of pats you on the shoulder.
I mean, beforehand.
This
he
calls
could-
for more vodka. To celebrate.
I mean, beforehand, he could
Dude,
only
I've
get
been
it
like
for-
out of the fucking game for 10 years. Give me a break.
Paid services don't count.
Yes, paid services don't count.
Meanwhile, at Valdemar Denali's. So you guys get to
come
the
on
armory.
down to Valdemar's and Ollie's. We got the best mattresses this side of the Mississippi. Sorry.
Mattresses.
God damn
It's
it.
very applicable considering the previous conversation.
Zing. Anyway.
Alrighty, so yeah, you guys get to the armory. Waldemar, your chief of security, is waiting there for you. His name is Miguel Swanson.
Miguel Swanson, nice.
He's
Does
kind
he
of
have an
a
overly large chin and he's former CIA.
no, he's not that Swanson. If it was that Swanson, there'd be no point even running this game. He's actually a relatively short guy. He's like 5'4".
I like hiring people
he's,
shorter than me so I can tower over them.
Yeah, he's
I'm joking.
really fucking
I'm
bulky
joking.
and has a bunch of scars on his face. He's kind of become head of security through a bunch of, one, being very good at beating the living shit out of people, and 2, being pretty good at security stuff.
I'm pretty good at security stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toasty's still missing half his face. So not only are you like not suave, but you're also not good looking anymore either.
Yes, but that's what he gets the pity +1 for. He's so pathetic that he gets a pity +1.
I don't know why I'm suddenly so pathetic.
Because you're covered in scars. Women dig scars.
Women dig scars, especially when you say, "Yeah, this was because I was irritated."
All right.
It's totally not like she works on a military base where literally everyone is the same stereotype as you.
Yep.
I'm not
I'm
stereotyped.
I'm surprised you
And
even
you're
got
like,
her
oh,
number.
I was special force. You just drop it like, oh, I'm special force. It's just like, fucking Christ, not
Yeah,
again.
I love how she fucking put you in your place for that one. Everyone is.
Everybody is. She's trying so hard to shut the Slav down, but he charges on because he doesn't give a fuck.
All right, so you guys, Waldemar and Ollie, you get to the armory. The security guy is there. He gives you a short salute. Waldemar.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna acknowledge his salute in the proper civilian way, which is civilians either salute themselves or wave it away. There's no either or. He's gonna say thank you for coming on short notice. I apologize. My colleague here is worried, and we just wanted to make sure that security was ramped up. We'll say red code for the next 72 hours, and then so just make sure that there's.
I'm gonna turn to the guy, and I'm going to perfectly describe this dude with the American uniform, the typical beret, and say, "That's what the guy looks like. Has he been by here? If not, just keep a lookout for him."
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Just a second.
Because I was supposed to type something to you and I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I was wondering if you did.
All right, go for it.
So as far as we know, this guy is a pretty sneaky. He might not even cameras pop properly. So unfortunately, I don't know if we have many clear pictures of him, though we can try and pull a few. Heck, we don't even know what he wants. It was easier when you shot someone and died.
I meant to hit enter on that, and then other things happened. Easily
Okay.
distracted. Sorry to pause the roleplay, guys.
All right,
No, I was
Ollie,
looking at Stasi pictures because I've never really actually looked into them.
Ollie, he looks at you and says, "I'll be sure to inform Voldemort if that man
I'm
passes by."
standing right there.
Well, yeah, and he's the one talking.
fair.
Oh. What do you want him to just look at you while saying
That's
something? And that's his roll against your body language,
Oh,
which I know you're going to roll.
sure. That's not a terrible roll.
Yeah, but it's not good enough.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Ollie at this point is not like he's not. I mean, he doesn't have a huge reason to be super suspicious of Aldemar or anything anyway. But he is just in general suspicious of people around him
Mm-hmm.
when this fucky stuff's going on. But yeah, he's also very tired of this BS.
Mhm.
He really wants to go home for like a year, and then and he's gonna be saying this. I miss the days when I would get a call on my phone, and I go out and I put 2 in some Russian blowhard, and I go home, and that was that. And you get paid, and nothing ever comes of it. And if it does come of it, they're really unskilled, and you put 2 in them. This is different, Voldemort. This is a lot different.
This is not quite how we handle operations here either. For if it gives you any satisfaction, we normally protect and not really.
Well, I was kind of hoping that getting nuked wasn't a regular thing.
Oh no, that's actually quite new. I'm pretty sure that's a world record, in fact. Well, no, it's not a world
hey,
record actually.
think of it this way.
Never mind.
No. Think of it. We're tied for the world record. We've survived 2 nukes, and the world record holder has survived 2 nukes.
True,
So
true.
we're
We
hanging in
are
there.
on par.
There was that one guy. There was one guy who got nuked at his home, got up, drove to work, and got nuked at the other place the next day. So we're right in the same location. And hey, our stuff was a higher what's that fancy word?
Kill tonnage.
Yes. As Grisha walks in, correcting him. Yes, was more kilotons.
You hear the explosive crazy guy, and it's like it's all about kilotonnage. Yield.
Yield. Yes, higher yield. So I would say that makes us world champions 2015. You can't stop the power.
Can't stop the power.
Anyway, guns. You said guns. You said you had guns.
Oh, yes.
You are, in fact, in an armory currently.
Step into the armory.
Oh, I thought we were outside it still.
He's going to pull out his phone, check a couple things, and say, "You can pull out." He's going to push a couple other buttons. $50,000 of weapons and munitions each. That should cover everything that you lost, and more.
Yeah, more or less.
It better should fucking hope so. 50K is a big number.
He's got a
Well,
lot of gear.
I also lost 600K.
You did not lose the helicopter,
so
my friend. Don't
there's
worry.
that. You're right. She's not a loss.
We didn't melt her. I know you're
Not
afraid of
yet.
that. At least I don't think we did.
It's
I need to check in on
Yeah.
that actually.
anyway. Is there a quartermaster here, or
Yeah,
just?
there should be.
There's a quartermaster. Yeah, an armor.
I'm gonna go over to him.
He's currently fiddling with a rifle you recognize as a Chetnak intervention.
Oh, the Shaytek? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad rifle. I'm gonna say, hey, buddy. I'm gonna set my rifle up, clear it, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Your goofy
Yeah,
ass
what's up,
already
then?
walked in, Toasty. Remember you corrected him saying something?
Yeah.
I said it's the voice of the explosive expert.
Oh no,
so-
I thought you.
Oh, it could literally be you if you want.
Yeah, so I thought you walked in then.
Alright. Just walk in, and I'm wearing a hospital gown, with a combat belt, and a revolver and a knife on it, just looking around. My ass is probably hanging out.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Alfonso follows shortly behind him.
And nobody would happen to know what I can find the fitting better pants?
As they point to the pants rack. Alfonso does anyways.
Well, he's still walking around in his
Thanks, mate.
fucking doctor skirt.
Yeah.
That is me too.
Anyway,
His ass crack is hanging out.
Yeah? Catch another guy who gives less a fuck.
This is true.
Got nuked twice. I kid. No fucks.
No fucks were given this day.
Oh boy. Anyways, while you put some pants on, Ollie.
yeah, I'm gonna strike up a conversation with this guy. Say, hey.
Hmm.
So,
Yes.
what's your opinion on the stopping power at 308?
He looks up, and you see in his eyes the glint of a man who's had a conversation about the 308 100 times. Says,
Yeah.
well, and then cuts away.
Where I was leading with that was, I want to shoot 338.
Bore out the gun!
Well, you get your gear together. Grisha, you pick up some pants. Same offer, I assume, from Voldemort, yeah?
Yeah, it's in the armory.
I don't have the information for your hazmat guys, by the way, and, well, every time we came across yellow cake that the Chechens were trying to get their hands on, we were told to blow it the fuck up and then call Spetsnaz, but, I want to know how to clean off the knife and the revolver because, well,
They're special.
yeah, they're nice. Also, I just found out that I
Can you
can...
roll me an observation check when you said revolver?
Oh. Oh, it's a crit!
Critically,
It's the
what
ultimate
the fuck
crit!
is good?
Okay. As you say the revolver, three things happen. First, the revolver jumps in your hand. Secondly, you remember that when you pointed the Geiger counter at the revolver, it never showed any radiation. And third, can you roll me a will at a -5?
Oh no.
A -5?
Yes.
This is
This
new.
is new.
You rolled a 10. Okay. So as the revolver jumps in your hands, you can kind of feel a small thing of gold. The same feeling you got when when a fragment of gold went to your face, poke in your hand slightly, and you hear a voice in your head. It's quite a chirpy voice. It sounds almost female. It says, "Hello."
I just say out loud, who the fuck is it? What? Look around. I'm obviously in control of myself, right, Alfred?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still aiming at the gun.
It's like, ow, what the hell? Who stabbed me?
No one has stabbed you.
You know the one thing you never want to hear in a movie? Who stabbed me?
Seriously, is there... It's not Gabriella. She didn't... That wasn't her voice. Somebody
No.
else is talking.
No one has said anything that isn't related to the superior stopping power of 3.
760 by 54R. Go fuck yourself. Carry on.
That's basically a 308, but
Fuck you.
semantics.
We're not talking about this. We're not having this conversation again.
Hmm. Anyway, why do you have the revolver in your hand?
Well, I'm sitting there like, well, I found out I can touch it with something in between, and it doesn't mind fuck me.
Uh-huh.
But as soon as I thought about it, it hopped into my hand. But it's not trying to mind dominate me right now. Although I got a poke in my hand, and all of a sudden I can hear somebody talking. But they're not talking anymore. And it's not any of the voices that I had in the past, so I'm not going insane. Unless I am.
You are.
I just might be.
Well, important test number 1. All he says is still pointing the gun. Can you put the revolver down?
I'll look towards the revolver. Can I put you down?
The revolver doesn't say anything predictably.
I kind of grab the barrel with my left hand and look towards my right hand. Is there anything, like... Do I notice anything?
Can you roll me observation?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Pause here. Before you tell him what he
The
sees, Alfred.
statistical chance
Yeah.
of that happening in
So
GURPS.
Grisha rolled a 3, and I wanted to point this out earlier, but you
Mhm.
guys were talking. Ollie here rolled a 4 on that fast roll. That's a stellar fucking roll, and it's shadowed by the 3,
is,
of course. And then Grisha rolls another 4.
So
We have rolled a
Grisha,
lot
as
of
you look at
17s
your
this game,
hand,
too.
you notice a very, very small hole in your hand, which is kind of coated in gold. You hear the voice again in your head. No, don't panic.
Grisha's right eye is kind of twitching, and he's sitting there like on a worried smile, just...
Yep,
Ollie's gonna step closer and close
He
the
just broke.
range.
the Slav broke.
Grisha,
A little too late for the panicking,
you
but...
look like a third nuke just went off. What's going on?
Excuse me, miss, can you... What? Who the fuck was that? Hello, I say as I bring my hand up to my face and I talk to the hole in my hand. Hello.
You hear the voice again in your head. You're a fucking idiot.
I think something got knocked loose when I got nuked, but... That's just me. How are you doing?
I'd be a lot better if you wouldn't be hiding the gun behind your head.
I'm holding it by the barrel in my left hand.
Like a cell phone.
Like a
Your
cell phone.
It's just a little bit of the as you look to your vision, a whole bunch of gold kind of globs through your hand into a pattern that looks vaguely like a face. None of you guys see this. And you hear a voice in your head say again, "It's fine, I'm just in your brain now."
I'm dead, aren't I?
Wait,
No.
Grisha,
You were
could
dead
you
long
please
time ago.
holster the revolver?
I would never kill someone on a critical success.
Says the revolver. No.
Yeah, that would have to be a
I'm scaring the
super
shit out of my
salty
friends
deal.
right now, so I'm gonna put the revolver back in the holster and just look at my hand. What's up?
It's still got a little face on it. Is that we say sup?
What's up?
All this gonna
He's lost
slowly
all
close into
expectation.
Grisha and just look between Grisha's face, look between his empty hand. Do I see anything at all?
Nope.
Is there a bleeding
Nope.
hole or pinprick?
There's definitely a pinprick.
Okay, but he was just in the hospital, so that's not a big
Yep.
deal.
Grisha, you hear a voice again. You say, "Oh, not much. It's been a boring few years."
Can I talk to it in my head?
You can try.
Yeah, we get that. And I was like, hello? Does it work?
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Oh yeah, so I can talk to you like normal. Question. Why?
Why?
Why me?
What?
I mean, aren't you with that Marlowe dude? I have
Yeah.
that even his name. Also, how can you talk?
You hear a little sigh. Well, I'm in your brainstem right now. So, I'm just, you hear a little bit of, which sounds to you like breathing. Just trying to figure out these wires here.
Could you not?
No, it's fine. It's just, as she says that,
Grisha, you okay?
Yeah, if I
as
start acting weird, shoot me. I
If
say,
I
oh,
start acting weird, shoot me.
Why?
cause gold.
I'll be right back. Need to throw some
Roll
groceries,
with
10
me.
minutes.
Yikes!
I really should. I really. Everything happens to me.
See, no.
Where?
This is why you don't touch yes. Once it tries to cut your own throat with your own hand once, you stay away from it, and you burn it with fire.
Yeah, but as soon as I mention it or even think about it, it flies into my hand, and it just immediately is like, fuck you, and I'm like, ah, great.
Oh, great.
Have you ever seen that channel on YouTube called Industrial Press Channel?
No.
That's what this revolver needs.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Can it withstand an industrial press?
I'm just trying to figure out some of these wires. Could you not?
Could you not? Please and thank you.
Ugh, maybe you'll heal faster.
I'm gonna get gold.
You're gonna be gold.
I'm gonna get golded.
Get going.
You're gonna survive this whole campaign, and then we're gonna like blow up Elro, and it's gonna destroy everything connected with gold. And you're gonna be like, "Goodbye, my friends. I am 100% gold."
Goodbye, my friends.
Oh, great. I just realized now. There's an American one, there's a British one, now there's probably gonna be a Slavic one.
What do you mean?
Eventually, if it's tied to the revolver,
Oh, true.
it could be a thing of birth and all that.
Could you not, please?
Just mess with these wires. Could you not? That was the best smart ass response. Like,
Seriously, at this point, Grisha was a very serious man originally,
he's
but
broken.
lately, Ollie's freaking out, and I'm sitting here just.
Talking to yourself.
Ollie is
going it.
being calm.
But
He's
he's
freaking out.
Calmly freaking out.
we're all dealing with it in separate ways. Ollie's calmly freaking out. Voldemort's
Ollie
just
wants to
like-
go to work. He's like, I can't sit. I either need to not be working or working. I can't just be sitting around waiting to work.
And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, what now?
I don't even think
So
Baltimore is
cool.
actually not even aware about what's going on. He's freaking talking with the chief of security right now.
You probably did see the revolver happen. You're just like, oh great, not again.
Did I? Let's see if I did.
Critically passes the
Okay, so I
observation.
did see it.
Close enough.
Yeah, it is. That is definitely close enough to.
You just heard some shouting in Russian, and you see a revolver in the air, and then you hear me rambling to myself.
At which point, I'm no longer
Also,
concerned.
this is the exact same way I reacted whenever I picked up my sentient sword in my D&D game. Talk to it out loud. What's up?
You were given a sentient sword in your D&D game too.
Yeah, I always talk
I
to
did
it.
that to Alfred's group. That was very amusing. The party reaction to it.
When you get a sentient item, you don't just ignore it or try to like do backhanded like passing notes and shit like that with the GM. You talk to it out loud, and all the players think you're going insane, and it's funny as fuck. And so
Oh,
do the
they did that at
NPCs.
first until they realized that I was perfectly willing to do backhanded notes. Because it was a mind link, of course, and so but they didn't actually really like the sword because it turned out it was actually positively evil. And I think I had it like set like every 30 minutes, the sword would try to like possess your body. And
That's different with me and my sword. My sword was a bro.
yeah, it was actually a pretty tough roll for the players. I think it was like set, like the sword had like a plus 14 will.
God damn.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. The only person who was actually able to beat it was the paladin.
Of course, it
And
was the
she beat
fucking
it by
paladin. That's
one.
what you. Oh. Yeah.
She beat it by one.
What was the backstory for the
What's that?
sword? Because usually items like that are very intricate.
What do you mean? I missed what you said.
What was the backstory for the sword? Because things like that
Oh,
usually have a very
so
big meaning.
the sword's name was Priscilla, and she was the spirit of an old knight imbued into the blade, and she became corrupted, and then set forth, to whoever wielded her, she was going to corrupt and turn into her pawn and rebuild her old, I guess, empire, whatever of old. She was considered an olden weapon, like before the first world breaking. My world had 2 breakings. The party actually triggered the second one. They didn't realize it, but they did. So it was an ancient weapon, and it was like a magic weapon plus 20. They weren't actually supposed to get it at all. It was on the party. It was on the big bad evil girl, Mira, the knight that I'm sure you've heard mentioned a couple times. That the party paladin ended up becoming like, bud buddies or whatever like that. That was the most interesting dynamic. A lawful evil and a chaotic good character should not be friends with each other, but they were friends with each other for whatever reason. It was such an interesting party dynamic. But yeah, so Mira ended up giving the sword to freaking Ymir, the party paladin, and then Ymir stuffed it into a box. And then set forth to try and freaking convert the sword back to good. That was terrifying.
Yep, that sounds like stuff in the box, chain, fuck you dude, ward it, throw it in the deepest, darkest
And
crevice.
every single and it was actually really amusing to watch because every single time the paladin grabbed the sword, it was an immediate will check. and then they rolled wills against each other. And see, the thing is, if you pass the will check, you don't get to possess the sword. That's just simply you holding your mind together.
That thing is such an asshole. I think it's such an asshole.
What, the sword? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And the most unfortunate part
I mean,
is because the party didn't destroy it, it still exists in my world.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, my sword was an asshole too, but it was on a much smaller scale. I mean, it almost got the party wiped, but
Let me see if I can pull
me
up
and him
the
had
sword
words after.
stats. I should still have it.
You know what a moonblade is, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It's a elven
Yeah,
longsword
I
thing.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the sword I'm talking about, the sentient sword, my sword was the very first moonblade ever made when, in our world, elves first came over from the thing and they started, from the Fae and started fucking around with metal crafting and everything.
Yeah.
So that was that was the first moonblade ever made, and it had one of the souls of their elders placed into it. So this guy's been around for over 20,000 years.
That's pretty
And he's
old.
been passed from hand to hand, and he would always select whoever would wield him. It's like, yeah, you're cool, dude. Let's do this.
Yikes.
He was a good friend. His name was Andorol. I called him Andy.
See, I like making magic like sentient old weapons. Like the really cool, awesome ones in my mind have all been like claimed by people and eventually destroyed or sealed away or something throughout wars because they were important. You know, the ones that have persisted and have lasted the longest are like a wizard, like his little brother or his cat or whatever got put into an object as like a test or
Yeah.
whatever, and it was never meant to be the most important thing. And it's just what's left now because it's not done
Yeah.
anymore. If it's not done anymore, I love stuff like that. They're like, the ancient weapon. We must claim it. And they get it, and the cat's just like, yeah, I don't feel like it today.
All right, GTFO.
Yeah.
Oh, so I found the stats. You guys are familiar with Pathfinder, I assume, right?
Yeah. A bit,
So this is
but
a
not as much as I am
+5
GURPS.
Frost Mithril Bastard Sword, and it's imbued with Frost.
Fudge.
It's imbued with Frost, Bane, Human, Orc, Elf, Dwarf.
Ow.
So
That's what just say like
yeah, its
everything.
base damage is 1d10.
Or humanoid.
Yes, everything humanoid basically. Its base damage is 1d10 plus 12 plus 1d6.
Say that again.
One it,
1d10 plus 12 plus
Yeah.
6, or 1d6.
and this is assuming you're not striking at something you have a Bane against. If you do, I think it adds an extra d10 or something like that. What does... Let me see.
And that's not adding on the strength.
Oh yeah,
that you
that's
normally
like
would
assuming
get.
you didn't do a freaking power attack.
Yeah, that's a painful thing. But then again, I had the sword and board shit, so I was doing like 1d12 plus 20 per swing, and then
Oh,
add 6 on top of
So
it.
actually, it doesn't do an extra d10. It does an extra 2d6. So that's instantly better.
Long swords are your friends, not bastard swords. Bastard swords are bullshit.
No, it was a bastard sword. It did some work. And then the person wielding it was a knight. So, but I decided that Mira, instead of using all 3 of her attacks, she had 3 attacks.
By the way, your stream's still
Yeah,
going.
I know. I don't really care. It's all good.
Hey guys, we didn't forget about you. Also, check out what I put in chat.
What did you put in chat? I didn't see. Oh.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
I'm not gonna see that yet. So yeah, instead of utilizing all her attacks, instead she went down the vital strike roll. So she ended up with improved vital strike. Let me see.
Can you imagine if the paladin was somehow able to go into rogue and sneak attack into divine smite
God.
into that, because sneak attack makes all dice damage doubled. Well, it might not in Pathfinder.
No, in 5e, it's depending on what level you are in Rogue, you can get a certain amount of extra dice on the end of damage, as long as you're not. If you have advantage, or if you have an advantage on any of your attacks, you get sneak attack on only one of those attacks.
Right.
pretty
But
good shit.
damage-wise, oh no, it's a crit. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sneak attack adds dice of damage. A crit don't.
All right.
Yeah, I was-
So I realized. So Mira, instead of making multiple attacks, she used improved vital strike and devastating strike. So she makes a single attack. The improved vital strike allows her to add 3 extra attack rolls, or so just weapon damage rather. So and then using her devastating strike, she gets a +2 bonus on each dice roll. So +6 maximum, so she get that +6 auto. And then that damage is multiplied on a critical hit. Her threat range was 17 to 20, so she just, and she had a +23 to hit. So she rolled the dice, rolled 4d10 plus, this is assuming it wasn't a power attack, 4d10 plus 18 plus the d6, and if it was a humanoid, another 2d6, so 3d6. This sword did stupid damage. Everyone's over here like kind of sad that the is it as stupid as it sounds?
It's pretty fucking
Yeah, what-
stupid, but it's the drawbacks are too bad.
What are the drawbacks?
You can't ever fucking use it without getting mind
Well, I
raped.
mean,
So technically, you're not the one
so
using it.
yeah,
ever.
Mira was mind raped already. She was done. She was just a pawn of the sword, so it was perfectly fine in that sense.
Yeah, she never technically used it. She was just mind raped by the thing, and then she wasn't herself anymore. So rest in peace.
Yeah, she thought the same thing that Ymir thought, that she'd be able to convert the sword, and she failed. So this is an example damage roll.
Not bad.
I had it all.
That's like a whole round of strikes from a level 20.
Yeah.
For my level. God damn it. But then again,
Alright,
this is
over
a
the guy.
completely different
Stuff
system.
had to be moved. Oh god, you've changed your name.
Yeah, he's slippery
Yeah,
slob now.
Yeah, we were talking about his Pathfinder stupid level sentient sword, bastard sword that does like fucking
Oh.
ridiculous amount of damage. So that's just one of the
I
examples.
tried to blow that fucking thing up, I'd like to point
Yes,
out.
he did. And of course, the
A few
party
times.
paladin said no.
Yeah, I'd like to point out, I, as the fucking true neutral druid who killed an entire civilization, was like, that
That
shit
was the
gotta
same
go.
fucking game.
Yes.
Yeah, and the paladin was like, no, we need to keep it can be saved.
See, I
Fuck
told
off.
you.
That's the player. That's the player speaking, not the
Yeah.
paladin. That's the player. Like, I want this nice and shiny
No,
thing.
that was the paladin.
Yeah.
The player
was
said we
probably
need to get
both,
rid of
let's
this
be
shit,
honest.
and my paladin won't let me.
Alright,
I'll
anyway.
be right
nice and
back.
shiny sword.
Okay.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
Joshua.
I know.
You just
I
got
thought I was
back.
going
You
to be gone a little bit longer. It'll be like 30 seconds.
I'd like
watch him. He's gonna go and like put on like some chicken. And he's gonna come back and then put it on.
God. I'd like to point out, okay, that game fell apart because the player who played the paladin was a raging SJW, and at one point Joshua said that he wasn't a feminist, and she freaked the fuck out and
Alright,
left.
I'm back, and it wasn't even 20
Oh, that's
seconds.
fucking. That makes so much fucking sense. We can save the sword. No, you can't.
What did I miss?
Anyways. Oh, I just told them why Erica left the campaign.
Why did Erica leave the campaign again?
Remember, at one point you said something along the lines of, I'm not a feminist, and then she freaked out and left?
No, that actually wasn't what happened, but it's basically what happened.
Yes, it was. She
Yeah,
even made a cringy post about it on a
She
on a
did.
blog, okay?
She did make a cringe
That's
post
exactly
about
what
it.
happened.
No, so what triggered that, literally triggered, I'm using that word intentionally. This was back when I had a Tumblr and I used it for poetry and shit.
Get the fuck
Yeah, no, I
out.
used it for poetry. It was actually pretty neat. I know, right? I have a soft side. And
Fuck you. You're starting to sound like our old former Death Watch
well,
dude.
you haven't
It's a little different when you
explain,
take your guys and just.
you haven't let me explain what I shared on Tumblr that triggered poor Erica. It was a post by a Tumblr user whose username was the littlest Nazi.
Oh yes, I remember this.
In the post in question, I think the littlest Nazi had reshared somewhere else, and it was basically talking about how feminazis were really bad for society, and the difference between, like, I guess there was comparing second wave feminism to the third wave feminism, and how the one is not actually good or what. I don't really remember, to be honest. It was so long ago. It was like 5-6 years ago now.
It was basically bashing her. Indirectly bashing her.
She didn't like it. Did not like it. And then I made the mistake of trying to justify it. And that was when it was over. And then that was where Alfred came in, because I basically said, look, I'm not a feminist because I don't agree with the current agenda. And then she left.
Mm-hmm.
See, at least you tried to diffuse the situation. I would be such an asshole that'd be like, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, see...
Yeah, we know, Toasty.
and from that,
I have zero fucking tolerance for people like that. I'm sorry, dude.
and from that point on, it's why now I ask new recruits, hey, do you have strong political
He
opinions?
doesn't. That's the reason why. Which he still lets me in the game
Alrighty.
for some reason.
Oh, I do, but I know how to separate my personal feelings from a
Yeah, you
game.
don't.
Yeah, that's kind of the
I'm an
point.
asshole. And whenever people
Yeah,
start getting up
I mean-
and being assholes and trying to throw up their opinion down my throat, that's when I bust out the American flag and kick them in the dick. It's free.
Alright. Anyways, let's get back to the game.
Yeah.
So,
Also, check out the comic I dropped. That's fucking hilarious.
yeah. Alrighty. So,
Yes, enter scene. Currently, Toasty is getting skulljacked, will be the polite word,
Could you please
by
not?
this gold.
alright.
Ollie is some kind of not pointing gun at him. Voldemort is busy dealing with more stuff.
Alright, as Ollie kind of waves his hand in front of your face, you zoom in way in on the hand.
Oh, you've got like 27 hairs in that 1 square inch of knuckle. Wait, what?
And then you hear stuff with a, sorry, and it zooms out again.
Yeah, take it back like 12 degrees. Yes, that's perfect. There you go.
Sorry, wrong wire.
Tell me again why you're trying to mindfuck me?
I'm not trying to mindfuck you, I'm just, integrating.
Should I be worried?
No, you'll be fine. Don't worry, you'll be
The
fine.
last time I heard something,
You see, the last
Grisha,
time I heard
Grisha,
that,
you still haven't said anything.
last time I heard that, I got pushed off of a 200-foot cliff face into a forest, and then it detonated behind me.
And there you are now.
You know, she does have a point. You survived that.
Could you please not, like, fuck me up too badly?
I'm not fucking you up.
Could you at least explain what you're doing?
Yeah, just hooking myself up to these,
Grisha,
optic nerves over here.
Grisha, say something, goddammit.
Oh, so you're trying to do what I can do with the revolver if I'm pointing it at something, right?
Ollie slaps him.
No, I just wanna see.
Takes it.
It's kind of stuffy in that revolver, you know. I just wanna see again for a moment.
I'm willing to work out a partnership with you and let you do it if you don't try to take me over like you always did. Please?
Oh, that was me. I wasn't trying to take you over. I was just trying to integrate.
You tried to make me shoot my friends. And myself.
Well,
I don't know what you blood god motherfuckers have going on. But if you stick with me, I do have a lot of blood. Just let me pick who I shoot and kill, please, for the love of God.
Ollie's gonna pull out his knife,
fine.
grab Grisha's hand, and position it underneath one of his fingernails.
Stop that. I look towards him and I hold up my finger, I point to him, I was like, stop that. I'm having a conversation.
Thank you. Who are you having a bloody conversation with?
The revolver.
Okay.
okay.
Why not?
Why not? Everything else
least I'm close
screwy
this
has
time.
already happened, right?
Alright, sound good? Please?
Repeat.
I'm talking back to the revolver again. It's like, sound good? Please? Don't try to turn me into Marlowe.
There's kind of small pause, says, Marla?
The other guy that you were with. I know he's fully gold. I kicked the shit out of him in a dream and tossed him onto that goddamn table saw.
Oh, my husband.
I can make so many jokes right now, but it's not
No.
appropriate considering the fact that you have access to all of my nerve systems. So, please. Could you not? Well, we can talk about this. Please? Don't fuck me up without any sort of saying or word.
Oh, let's be honest, if I wanted to fuck you up, you'd be dead now.
Yes, I noticed. That's why I'm trying to reason with you.
Relax, you'll be fine.
And then I got the finger up my ass, yeah. I actually say that out loud. I mutter it to myself. All gonna be fine. Ugh.
Alicia, you having a wet dream?
Yeah, get
I
real.
wish. I really fucking wish, but no, I'm not, dude. I don't like this. I want to go home. Fuck it. Even if I do go home, they'd be in danger. All right. Cracks his neck. I'll deal with that later. Just like all my other problems. All right, let's get some shit done. And I walk out and I start setting about doing my gear. I asked the quartermaster. I was like, "Hey, how do I clean off radiation and everything like that from a few weapons?"
Hold on, back a second. As Ollie, I assume you put your gun back.
Oh no. Gun is in
Okay.
one hand, knife is in another.
Okay. Yeah. The quartermaster says to you, Grisha, soap, fire, special radiation stuff. I'm sure we have some lying around somewhere.
I pull out the thing and I put my knife on the thing, and I quickly walk back to the clothing rack and put on a pair of like full gloves, like the kind of combat gloves with the Kydex knuckles and things like that, fiber gloves, Kevlar gloves, and
Yep.
I pull out the revolver. Does it do anything?
Nope.
And I put it down. It's like, might not want to touch that. Point those revolver. But yeah, these both are irradiated about. Pull out the Geiger counter, point it towards it.
Nothing comes up on a revolver.
Nothing comes up on the revolver. All right, good. I pick it up, put it back in the holster, point it towards the knife.
Yeah, there's a little bit of radiation on the knife.
Would you suggest cleaning that up real quick? Because this is actually a special gift from a friend of mine. I would like to not break it or damage it.
He picks up the knife gingerly with a glove on. Kinda looks over a little and says, "It's a really nice knife. You a man who had a knife like this once?"
Was his name Aldo?
No, his name was Jacob.
German Special Forces?
Possibly.
Might be the same guy.
He looks at you and shrugs.
Yeah.
Maybe. Haven't talked to him in 10 years.
It's a small community. You know how everything is.
Naturally. I'll see what I can't do about it.
Alright, thanks. And I set about going all the other gear. I toss the irradiated to shit plate carrier and all the other shit away, but I do make a list of all the stuff that I do have and I'm going to replace. The stuff I can't replace, I'll ask him to wash it and try to fix it up as best he can.
Oh, did Ollie?
Okay.
Did Ollie ever tell Grisha what they were allotted?
No, it's not my place to say.
In my mind right now, I got like 600k to my name, so I'm going to pay for it all myself.
Well, actually, at that point, so
Or 100.
Voldemort probably will go to tell Grisha. He says, "So, by the way, I have a gift for you."
I hope it's not a bullet.
It's not. You have $50,000
Thank you.
here.
What do you want me to
You
do?
can spend it how you want in this armory.
That'd be nice. I mean, what I'm probably going for is only a couple $1,000. At most, probably 3 or 4, because I'm just replacing my kit. I don't have a bunch of specialized stuff like he does.
Okay, no, you're not going to just spend a 1,000. We're going to get you a proper gun and a proper caliber. Stopping power.
Don't you give me that proper caliber bullshit.
I'm going to give you the proper caliber bullshit.
5.45. That's what I'm the most
Bad
used to.
rounds? It's not a bad round.
Could be better.
Could be bigger. Could be better.
Unless you want to spend a couple of days while I'm still hurt and recovering, teaching me how to get more familiar with the weapons.
That's not a problem. And believe me when I say, what you can do with 20 bullets is fine. But if you can do the same thing with 1, it's a much better deal. Leaves more room to carry explosives.
Ooh, I like the way this man is talking.
You know my weaknesses too well. I don't like
I
you.
know.
Yeah, let's go about it. It has to be a Russian platform, though. I'm too way used to those things. I don't really trust all this plastic bullshit.
Valdemar is offended.
I'll try
but he's
and
not
figure
gonna say
something
anything.
out.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. You yourself go out into the woods for months and months on end. It's kind of the prerequisite to have something that's actually reliable as hell.
Ollie kind of gestures to the almost entirely metal AR platform that's in front of him from the stock. And he's like, you and I both know there's almost no plastic across the majority of platforms we've used. Except for that German G36 thing, it's just like covered in plastic.
It is.
That's-
Valdemar will nod his head.
that's
He says,
him.
Yes, it's lots of polymers, acrylics. It works though.
Oh, it's a good gun.
It doesn't
I'm a
work
fan
the
of
way
it,
that
but
the
it's a good
freaking
gun.
German forces tried using it, but it works otherwise.
This
The
is-
great special forces
That's a
gun,
few
not
years
the
from
good
now.
line gun.
Besides that, yeah, I'll probably... Fuck it. I'm not in the fucking... Alright, just hit me with whatever you think is the best, bud.
Oh,
We'll
actually,
familiarize it over the next couple of days when I'm waiting for the stitches to settle. I say pointing at my arm.
We'll try a
Stitches
couple
roll.
things. We'll see what works. But we need to, and he's gonna look across everyone and be like, we need to kind of figure out as a group what we're going to be carrying, because I don't want to run into 40 guys again and risk someone running out of ammo out there. You know what? You feel me? Or at the very least, I need to find a gun that everyone's comfortable with that we can keep on the chopper for backup.
Also, Ollie, come here real quick.
I am
Voldemar.
already
what's
here.
that?
Voldemar, you get a page from your secretary.
Alright, well, I'll look at it then.
Oh yeah, by the way, I recollected that grenade from the Secretary of Voldemar or something.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna whisper to Ollie really quickly something. I'm just gonna say it out loud in the chat just for the got Joshua not to say anything. Yeah, buddy, do me a favor, if I start acting like Marlowe, put a bullet in my head. Sound good?
You do realize the only point of reference I have for Marlowe is trying to shoot me in the eyes.
Exactly. If I start going full unfeely gold unstoppable man on you and I turn on you guys, put me down. Cause
As you say that, the voice in your head says, "Hey, don't you say bad things about him."
lady, you just tried to blow me up and kill me several times. Of course I'm not friendly with your husband.
Did you
I was
say that
gonna
out
say,
loud?
does he say that out loud?
That's- No, but you do see me roll my eyes for a moment. Just and
Well,
also I get the feeling that you just have gotten to what you do because now you can see and hear everything that I do.
yes, that's. Just a second. Start fiddling with it. Your vision becomes incredibly focused on Ollie's face, and then out again, and then it goes back to normal. Yeah, I
Alright,
think I've
eyes
gotten the
twitching a
hang of
bit.
it. Don't worry, I've got the hang of it. Yeah. Look, I'm sure he had his reasons for trying to blow you up.
Yes, like I don't know. he really doesn't like me. And he is pretty pissed off that I have my hands on you. Which
Well,
is,
one would hope it's romantic.
he really takes the whole, this is your only woman kind of thing to a whole new standard with the basics. But yeah, I'm down with this. Alright,
Oh, you try being married for 80 years.
wait, it's only been 80 years? This guy's been
Well-
married for centuries.
There's no response.
Okay, so you probably didn't meet him in El Dorado then. Okay, that's good. Thanks for the tip. Probably had you made, didn't he?
Can you roll me an IQ? Never mind.
You're a little disoriented by all this going on,
Never mind.
to
Yeah.
say the least.
I stopped for
Okay.
a second. It's like, so I can actually touch you now without you trying to mindfuck me, right?
Me?
Yes, the roller.
Oh no, I'm not the revolver.
Oh, so you're just the gold inside of it.
Well, the revolver's just a gun.
Ollie just sees me like look back, like step back for a second, walk over to an empty table, quickly just I hold open my hand and think about the revolver. Does it fly out?
No.
Reach down and pick it up and fly open the cylinder and look at it.
It's just a gun.
All the shell casings are normal.
Well, though they're the same shell cases that were in high before, but like,
Oh, so
like, yeah, the shell cases are still made out of gold and everything, but
I take one out and look at it. I take them all out and look at them.
yeah, they're definitely like made out of the gold. But they don't really seem to try anything with you.
Yeah, but they're all spent, aren't they?
No. Two of them are not spent.
I hold one up in between like my thumb and middle finger and look over towards Ollie and I'm like, check it out.
It's a bullet.
It's a bullet.
Made out of the gold, like I talked about. Is there any intricate carvings on it?
Yes, same runes.
A
Can you
very
explain-
freaky bullet.
Can you explain any of this to me, miss?
What, the gun?
Yeah. Does it still work like it used to, or is it kind of like you can do it whenever you want now because you have been doing it in and out?
Intimidated.
Well, the vision thing with me. Still a good gun. You hear something that has to be like hallucinated finger snapping, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't have fingers.
She has
Yeah.
his fingers.
The bullets are special, but the gun is just a gun.
Can I remake these bullets? Do you know how to?
My husband does.
Yeah, but since you're now in my head and you can kill me with the thought, and
No,
he's
I
trying
can't kill you with a thought.
or you know what I mean. Now I'm
Oh.
kind of obligated to not
I will
put my
have you
hands on
know,
it.
young man, I am a very nice person, and I would not hurt a fly.
Please excuse me if I'm not very trusting right now. I've got two guys right behind me that are full willing to put a bullet in my head if they find out you exist.
Well, have you considered maybe getting new friends?
They're loyal like that. They don't want you trying to control me or anything like that. Because, well, I don't know if you can read minds or anything, can you?
I mean, I can tell you like Gabriella.
Hey, but everyone
It's
could.
obvious. Listen, I got a lot of things that are important.
Congratulations! This mystical item has the power of 2 human eyes.
We can
Listen,
all
I've got a
see
lot
the
of important
tinting.
things back home, and since you have the ability to control me more than likely through my nervous system. I would like to put a bullet in my own brain before you try to touch them. Right?
I'm not gonna go digging through your head, relax.
Please don't. I don't want that to happen. But anyways, if you're willing to help me out with this whole thing, I'd be very appreciated, but if your husband starts shooting at me, I'm shooting him back.
Oh, I don't think you'll be very effective at it.
I tried.
And
I thought a
trying is half the battle.
I thought a nuclear bomb would actually put him down, but he's still alive, isn't he?
Oh, I'm sure Moplo's still around, or whatever he's called these days.
What'd you say?
I'm sure he's still around.
Almost gave me his name.
Anyways, Waldemar,
See.
you excuse
Oh,
yourself?
yeah, I already did.
Right. So you guys see Waldemar slink away down the elevator.
Away. I told them I'll be back, or I'll return momentarily,
I'll be back.
hopefully with good news, and walk to the elevator. Like, I put it all in the chat.
Slink away.
Slink away.
Alright, so you go back to your office, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aldo is sitting there, along with a guy with a short beard, around 5'9", short brown hair.
And well, if they're not in the office already, I'm gonna bring them in and say I can
Like
make
all
some
those
new
here?
coffee here. I have some old stuff. I'm not worried.
Okay, yeah, so your secretary's already made them both
Oh,
coffee.
what a bro.
So they're both sipping away at it. They come in your office. Aldo extends his hand for your
And
handshake.
of course, I shake his hand. I actually
The other guy bows his head
kinda
slightly.
like Aldo at this point.
Aldo, once you're both in the office, Aldo says, Waldemar, meet my, commanding officer, let's say.
It's a pleasure, my good.
This here's Carberry.
Calibri?
Carberry. C-A-R.
You just put in the chat.
B-R-Y.
I'm really dyslexic when people spell letters.
Cabri.
Oh, Cabri, got it.
Oh, I thought he was called the
That's what I
cavalry.
thought too. No, it's Carberry. There we go.
Carberry.
Carberry. Help the stupid
Um,
Americans.
Yes, help us.
Carberry extends his hand out and says, in a soft Irish accent, very nice to meet you, Mr. Waldemar.
Likewise, it is my pleasure. What is it that I can assist you with? It is both shocking and pleasing to see you both. I got so many freaking
Well,
business calls.
my associate here, Aldo, has informed me that you have aided him in prior endeavors. And, well, we have another job for you if you'd like.
Oh, this intrigues me. What is it? If you would like to sit down, please sit down.
They both sit down. Carberry says, well, we have discovered the approximate location of El Dorado, and we intend to lay siege.
Everybody is after it. Not surprising, of course. Oh, and you intend to lay siege? What are your plans with it, per se?
He shrugs and says, well, we don't really know what's in it. They say whoever controls it controls the world, but it's hard to know without knowing what's in it. Could be anything from the cure of cancer to the destruction of the planet. We just don't know.
Are you a strong voice of authority within your organization?
I like to think so.
I don't really have a body language thing. I need to have that. I don't know why I don't have that.
What?
I was going to roll body language to see if I could observe anything specific, but
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
that's
great
a pretty
skill.
good skill to have. I should add that. Oh no, I do have it right here. Body language.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he seems pretty confident. He kind of gives off the vibe that he's in command.
So kind of like my sort of command, where I'm like low key the CEO, or
The sort of command that, like a guy who's been through combat 30 times with Aldo
Okay, cool.
would give us.
It's good to distinguish those two. So he's gonna nod and say, "That's a fair point. How about we share some information with each other and see if we could come to a mutual agreement about El Dorado and what lies within?"
All right, sounds good.
Because
Under secrecy,
of
of
course,
course.
everything in this room stays in this room. And he's actually, as he says it, he's going to walk over, press the comms button to his secretary and says, "Go ahead and turn off the outside feeds."
Very good, sir.
Which, of course, everyone in the room probably knows is still being recorded, but it's not being routed somewhere else now.
Right.
I mean, everyone, it's what spies and shit do.
Yeah.
So he's going to walk back over to the group and say, in short, give his understanding of what's in El Dorado, and say, "And Mr."
Okay, which is?
Basically the same shit that they know, actually. I just realized. I might be able to extrapolate a little bit based off the stuff I read from the texts. I'll just roll IQ and see if I can get anything additional. Oh, apparently those texts were actually not half bad to me.
Yeah, Jane actually briefed you earlier in the morning. So most of what you know is that the whole discovery thing with Marconi, you know that it was discovered before by Spanish conquistadors, most of which mysteriously disappeared and never came back.
Yikes.
The ones who went looking anyways. You also know about the gold. You've come in contact with it. That's actually new information to them. All they know about is the blood. Yeah.
And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give my pitch. I'm going to say, "Mr. Aldo here probably will not believe me when I say this, but I want it destroyed."
Aldo kind of smiles a little. Says, "Well," he kind of thinks over a little. Says, "I will not cast aspersions on your character as a gentleman."
Who said that?
Aldo.
I mean, it's probably true that Aldo would probably not expect that from Valdemar. And he's gonna continue. He's gonna say, "I've thought long about this, and while having such forms of power would be nice, we would also do everything in our power to prevent someone else from gaining such. It is much like the issue of nuclear proliferation that we're having in modern times right now. We can't let a second one loose."
Carberry looks at you and says, "Well, look, we just don't know what's in there. Yeah, it could be something on the scale of a nuclear weapon. It could be the cure to life. We don't know."
You're right. We don't know. We haven't been there before, have we? I'm gonna go ahead and well, I mean, you can probably tell that I'm a little antsy about the whole situation. The idea of opening it up is just also just a new thought. And he's gonna say, "Tell you what, I assume that you came with a contract of sorts."
He looks at the contract.
To work together?
He looks at you. "I'm a military man, sir. I don't work in the law. If your lawyers wish, we can draft up a contract with payment and all that.
So this would be...
But I have come here..."
Okay.
Hmm?
So contract of word of mouth. Those are the sorts of things that are intriguing.
"I am perfectly willing to sign a contract,
No need.
but I've come here under the auspices of being a military man to talk about military matters, not matters of business. I understand for you they may be the same thing, but for me and Aldo, not so much."
seeing as I have not served, my father was military, but I have not served. It's a little bit harder for me to grasp that distinction, and I hope you have understanding with that. Mr. Aldo is a great man, and I appreciate. He's going to turn to Aldo. He's going to say, and I greatly appreciate you coming to me for help. Give me 2 days to talk with my board and see what they think.
All right. Yeah. He looks at Carberry and says, "Time to go for some sightseeing, eh?" Carberry kind of looks back with slightly disappointed eyes, and they both get up, kind of straighten their suits a little, hold out their hands for handshakes, which I assume you
Of
shake,
course. Naturally, of course.
and depart.
All right. He's going to go ahead and push the intercom button again and say, if you could please page Mr. Romanowski and Grisha to my office.
Very good, sir.
Since I'm pretending I don't know Grisha's last name.
All right. Ollie,
Yeah.
the quartermaster is currently explaining to you, in no short words, how clearly the 308 is the better cartridge because of its better ballistic performance.
But what about something larger, like a 338?
Well, I could give you a 338, but I mean, he looks at you. How good of a shot are you?
Dick measuring contest!
As right after he says that,
Ollie just smiles.
you get a
I'm
page
over there
from
laughing
Waldemar.
my fucking ass off.
You get a page from Waldemar, saying, "Come and see me."
I get a page on what?
That's a good question. Do you have a pager? You probably
They
don't.
don't.
Have you
No.
changed it? Okay, well then the quartermaster would get a page from Waldemar, which he would relay onto you.
Oh. Well, let me put it this way. And I just kind of point at the pager, and I go, I'm good enough to cover his back.
He kind of looks up and shrugs and says, fair enough. I mean, I can't stop you from taking what you want, but I think you should consider the considerable advantages of a 308 over a 338.
Oh, I have.
And he racks the Chatak, says, "Now, if you want a cartridge for a real man."
I like you. But I don't think I could huff that thing where we're... Huff, rather, not huff. Dang it, words.
Carry. Hump.
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 20,
Huff.
Hump.
2,500 yards sub MOA.
I know.
Power.
Stop it, power.
Ah, stop. I have a place to be. You're going to keep me here looking at you. I'll be back.
Grisha, the voice in your head says, "Good lord, he really does like his gun."
Honestly, who doesn't? He's kind of like me, but I like explosives and girls and alcohol and killing bad guys.
Oh.
Or obsesses about something.
Yes. Alright. So I assume you two depart?
I haven't gotten word at all. I'm just sitting over there and I was laughing at my ass off at the fact that
You'd hear the quartermaster tell him that he wants
Is my
both you
knife
and him.
fixed.
No, it's gonna take a few more hours.
Oh. All right, I'll put all the cartridges back into the revolver and gingerly close it, and put it back in the holster, and walk off with Ollie.
Alright. As you exit, can both of you roll me an observation check?
Yeah, any pluses, minuses?
Give you +2.
16 or less. Yeah, that's
Alright.
almost 10 degrees. That's not.
I'll blow that.
Okay. Yeah, so both of you, as you walk out, see off in the distance a man very much resembling Aldo, with a smaller man next to him, kind of walking off the compound.
How
far away is he?
He's about 80 meters away.
Aldo!
Roll me a HC check to scream as loud as you can for 80 meters.
80 meters.
80 meters isn't that far. That's like across a football field.
Yeah, roll me an HC check. Just do it.
Yes. Aldo!
Okay. Yeah, so you expand your lungs to scream, and one of your stitches one of the staples kind of slowly comes out.
Yeah.
It's painful.
It's painful. It's very painful.
Wait, did one pop?
Yeah, kind of one of the staples they put in
Blood.
slightly shifted.
Because of my
Fuck.
shirt that I'm wearing, since I'm wearing like a tank top, fucking all he sees one staple kind of go ping, just fly off. I'm like, oh, that was a mistake.
All right, you see Aldo turn around distance, and he kind of looks around and locks eyes with you and kind of flings his arms up and starts walking towards you.
I kind of like pick up this. I kind of, if I could have, I would have caught the staple in the air, try to put it back. Just
Can you roll me dexterity? Can you roll me dexterity with a -4?
All right. Oh, god damn it!
Yeah,
On the ground.
you try, but it slipped through your fingers.
No. I'm gonna have to get that fixed later. Was it bleeding really badly?
No. They put enough staples in it.
They put extra in there.
I
Yeah.
look disappointed down at the staple for a second, look up at all, spread my arms out, and start walking towards Aldo, and I'm like, Aldo!
He goes in 10 meters. He gives you a hug if you let him, which is really painful.
I accept it. I haven't seen this guy in a while, and I thought he
Embrace
would be
the
dead by
pain.
now. Embrace the pain.
Yeah. And Ollie, he kind of gives you a slightly less hard hug.
It's like everybody knows that I got staples. It's obvious that I got staples in my chest like that, and on my arm. They can see them.
And your face is all messed
He
up.
has no face.
Oh,
Okay.
you crazy Russian bastard. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. Speaking of which, I do still have your knife. It's in good shape, but it's a little irradiated. You probably heard of what's happened.
Oh, very good. You treat Lizzie well.
I will. Oh, her name was Lizzie?
Lizzie.
I'll put
This
that
and
down.
this here is Cabri.
Lizzie. Yeah, I put it down. I named it Lizzie. Yeah, it's with the quartermaster. Got a little bit of radiation on it. It kind of happens, but hey, it still works.
Alright. Cabri extends his hand towards you.
I shake his hand vigorously.
This is Cabri here. He's my superior officer.
Ollie's gonna look at him and say, "So you're the one who sent one guy down to guard that pyramid?"
He says, no, I did not send one guy down to call the pyramid.
Ollie's just gonna cock his head a little bit.
Speaking of which, Aldo, how's your head doing? Sorry about that.
He shrugs. It's fine. I've had worse.
Yeah, same here.
I sent one guy down to scout the pyramid, and then 4 men down to, retrieve it.
What happened to the 4 men?
Yeah, same
It, fell through.
Are they okay?
Well, no.
Yeah.
The monster didn't get their hands on it. Was it the bats or the monster that got their hands?
It was probably Alloy Gemini, because they were there when we left.
That's true. But hey, we
Anyway.
kicked the shit out of their leader.
Yeah, let's see how well that was.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he's
good
still
to see
alive.
you, Aldo.
Very good. I hope to see you
What
again.
are you
soon,
What are you doing here?
I just had to talk with Voldemort about future arrangements to work together.
Oh, lovely. Under what circumstances?
Under the circumstances, we handed the Americans' asses back to them.
Ah, yes. Yes, you weren't there. We killed a lot of them. I even shot that. Well, Grisha even shot down a helicopter.
Oh yeah, I should probably send you some of the edited footage, but
Yeah.
you
That
did
was
hear
crazy.
about what happened in the North Atlantic, right? The accident, I say with quotations.
The multiple nuclear detonations.
Yes.
Yeah, we were in the. I look around a little bit. Are we close to the hangar where they're repairing the helicopter?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I point towards the helicopter, the hangar. It's like we bought the Heinz, a civilian one though, but the armament it's back up at least to have some sort of protection. It survived 2 nuclear bombs and we were irradiated to shit, but they blew up the ships that we were in and Alloy Gemini's little carrier thing.
LHT.
Yeah, the LHD.
He frowns a little bit and scratches his head, and Cambry says, "Yeah, the 2 ships down, 1 military, 1 civilian. We have reports of a 3rd ship in the vicinity, but we're not sure what happens to that one."
You need any more information? Because I did identify the weapons as they were coming towards us.
Oh, really? What were they?
They were. I list off the mark, if I have it memorized, the actual pattern, but essentially it was a nuclear missile, basic intercontinental ballistic missile launched from your standard type of
Submarine.
a nuclear submarine. I said it's like 2 of those, shot them both at us. We got one of them down and it crashed into the ocean, but the other one hit dead on.
He sighs, says, "Yeah, matches my information."
But
Typical
you
bullshit.
said there's a 3rd ship that survived.
No, I said there was 3 ships, and we don't know what happened to one of them.
It sunk.
I've-
The one might be
Well-
the LHT. The LHT was ground zero for the first.
No,
nuclear
we know
detonation.
the LHT is gone. There were 2 civilian ships. We saw one sinking with all of its men's throats slit. The other one we ordered an evac because we saw the nuclear we just thought were cruise missiles coming in at that time. And we didn't see any surviving crew. We didn't exactly have the luxury of sticking around.
We did lose our tail.
Most of the whole tale.
Typical of the bullshit. Anyway,
I think it's the Vatican. That's my guess. Those pricks probably nuked us. Great.
You know, normally I would write that off crazy conspiracy theory, but after what we've seen,
you think the Pope nuked you?
The Vatican were the ones that fucked up everything in Italy.
this is true.
The Vatican has been known to fuck shit up, yes, but they mostly try to fix things.
Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. Why would the Vatican send 2 nukes and not have crosses painted on the front?
No. If I were you, I would start wondering who the fuck wants you dead and wants an entire mess cleaned up nicely because you're currently loose ends.
Well,
Medical
as far
government.
as me, no one wants me dead. I don't know what you're talking about. My friend Grisha Hito, that's a very, very long list.
Oh yeah, I made a lot of enemies. Pissed off probably the 2nd largest government power. If we're talking individual governments, yeah, the strongest, but just in collective, 2nd strongest. I didn't piss off the
yes.
UN.
Madagascar, the worst.
Yeah, Madagascar. Oh, those pricks. Wait, where the fuck's Madagascar?
Well, gentlemen, it's been nice talking. Me and Aldo have some sightseeing to do.
Ah,
Yeah.
go
Hey,
me something later. We'll probably get some beers if I get these stitches, this staple replaced.
Although, you remember that the bastard in the beret back at the pyramid we saw just as we were leaving?
The officer, yes.
Yeah, keep your eyes out for him, and if you do, put 3 in his head.
That's not gonna work. You know just as well as I do.
It
You
worked
know-
for a while.
Alright, sure.
He was on the LHT when the nuclear bomb went off. He's still kicking. I know it.
Yeah. Anyway, we think he's around here, so just keep your eyes open.
Alright. I'll try.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
he
you-
was-
Here's my
Anyway.
number, by the way, Aldo, in case you see him.
Oh yes, he finally stepped into the current era.
Oh my. Not even buying me a drink first.
Ollie's going to lean in and say, he's actually even considering using something else than a weapon made in 1957.
No. Grisha, are you okay? He grabs you and shakes you by the shoulder. Who are you?
I am not fine. Please, stop shaking me.
Oh, sorry.
Seriously, I got these really bad stitches right now and they hurt like a bitch, but...
Sorry.
Yeah, I actually did wake up mid-surgery and punch a doctor.
Did you get him good?
I don't think he did, from what I was hearing.
Well, that's all these next time.
There's always next time, yeah. Anyways, go have a couple of beers on me. I'll probably catch up with you guys sometime over the next couple of days if you call me.
Alrighty. Yeah, so they walk off.
I'll walk off with Ollie and I'm muttering to my... Going past 1957, it's bullshit.
I assume you're gonna go check on the helicopter, right?
Yeah, while we're here.
Yeah, while we're here.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk into the motor pool, and they kind of have a whole bunch of like jacks and shit set up around the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of really interested engineers just kind of standing around it, trying to figure out what the fuck happened to it. Can you roll me an observation check?
Pluses or minuses?
I'll give you a +2.
Alright, 16 or less.
Yeah. Ollie?
Can I get a bonus from helicopter experience and stuff?
No, it has nothing to do with helicopter.
Alright.
Okay, Ollie.
5 degrees, I think? +2.
Alright, Ollie. Actually, less so Grisha, just Ollie. You recognize that they've brought in an expert.
Oh.
Who just happens to be a crazy American.
Uh,
The crazy American.
He's kind of hobbling around on a cane, kind of looking at his helicopter and just stroking it and going, "Oh baby, what did they do to you?"
I look at Ollie like, what the fuck? Somebody's touching good a bitch.
I'm going to I'm going to put my arm around Grisha and say, it was her bitch. It was his bitch first.
You got sloppy seconds? You dirty man.
No, my friend.
Raise the standards, my brother, please.
This man raised her.
Oh, so I see now. Want to go say hi?
Let me make sure my vest still works. Tap the foot carrier on the front. Yeah. Yes. Covering fire as you will. And run on over to him.
Alright.
He walking slowly behind him.
He notices you when you're a few steps away. He kind of looks at you and looks back at the helicopter and says,
I hold up my hands in surrender.
"Now, did y'all do this to my baby?"
No?
The American government did it, technically.
You'll be happy to know that we survived 2 nuclear explosions.
Ah, damn commies trying to start another world war.
Oh, fuck you. I'm
Honestly,
not a commie and we didn't do shit.
Hey, it didn't excuse us, but they were commies as far as we know. The missiles.
This just weren't us
No,
commies.
Almost positive. I'm thinking for a moment. Can I roll IQ to try to narrow down the pattern of the nuclear weapon?
Go on.
Alright. Fuck, I failed.
No. He completely ignores what you're saying, Grisha, and goes back to stroking and says, "Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure my baby's back up in the seat."
Oh, we shot down an Apache too.
Hot diggity. And
Yeah.
kill
Full
the
He's
burst.
just gonna
right
keep
into the
ignoring me,
cockpit.
isn't he?
Did you kill the commies in that Apache too?
Yeah.
Son of a fucking bitch, I give up. I walk off with my hands up and surrenders like, fuck this,
You
I'm
see
done.
how I felt?
You know, even after I'm the one that fucking shut down the goddamn Apache. Fuck you guys. No, fuck you guys. I got the biggest dick in the world. Fuck all y'all. I'm not important. Fuck y'all.
Valdemar's just
I
waiting.
walk off and
patiently
I
in
grab
his
like
office.
Yeah, she did good work, but
I'm totally gonna grab a piece of paint and walk up to the fucking thing and I'm gonna draw a ship, put one
Mhm.
tally mark, draw a missile, another tally mark.
Would
Is
you
there-
stop drawing stick figures on our aircraft?
No, I'm adding tallies. Come on, we racked up a kill count.
Let someone professional draw a ship and not one that looks like a box with. Is that a square-masted sail on there?
Yes.
Lord. Alrighty, so over the next 2 days, because we're gonna end soon. What do you guys do? Starting with Waldemar.
Starting with me, I was not prepared for this question.
You've had the most time to prepare.
I was
for
too
this
busy
question.
laughing at Grisha.
When are you not?
For the most part, honestly, he'll just be working. Since he's there, he's probably has like 1,000 business meetings he's got to attend to. And shit like that. It's been like a good month since he's been around, so yeah.
Sure. Risha.
What's up?
I assume you work on the helicopter and heal up.
Yeah, heal up, work on the helicopter, familiarize myself with whatever pattern weapon that Ollie decides to grace me with, and also catch up on beers with Aldo and the other guy.
Okay, and I assume at some point you're making a very important phone call.
To who?
Oh my god.
Gabriella?
Yes.
Well, she said not now, so I'll probably give it a few days. And she's probably not going to be happy with me because I come back not even fucking hour after she saw me and stapled me up. I got to get another staple replaced. So I'm going to give it a couple weeks.
Okay. And Ollie,
Yes.
what are you up to?
I am doing a rechamber on the KSC SR-25 and the 338, and also getting since I got to replace the barrel and stuff anyway, I'm going to get it fluted and lightened up.
Okay, sure.
And then GURPS doesn't have the stats for it, but I was thinking of building a pair of 300 blackout ARs.
Really? Don't they have the stats for the honey badger?
Let me check.
I'm pretty sure they have the stats for the honey badger.
Tactical shooting? Because I'm not seeing it.
Possibly in tactical shooting, or something like that. Because I seem to remember seeing a gun like that.
I'll do more research on it here in the but I mean,
Okay.
worst case scenario, I guess it'd do about the same damage, like 5 die as a or is it 6? Whatever.
Well, it definitely be
Very
less.
similar ballistic.
You're firing a small cartridge with subsonics, though.
Yeah, they say it normally does about the same damage. Not what you would expect from a like full size 308.
Alright.
But yeah, anyway, I'll get that figured out. But yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be building is 2 of those and then my own rifle.
Okay, sure. Okay, well that's the session
Wait,
then.
Alfred,
Mm-hmm.
it's been about a week. You want to update the date?
Oh yes. 1, 2, 3.
Nope, I'm in tactical shooting right now. All I'm seeing is 5.56.
Aha! I get my
Well, the
paycheck.
problem is that a lot of times that only lists the base model, and if you go into them and look at them, there's more models in the description. Or it's like, change this for this and this for this. That's the biggest problem.
Well, if you want a honey badger or something like that, I'm sure I can make you one over the game.
Yeah, I'll send you a write-up of
Okay,
what I'm
yeah,
planning
sure.
on doing. We'll see how it works out.
Sure, yeah.
I gotta see what the fucking actual honey badger is.
It's like a silent.
Oh, I'm seeing what you're talking about now. That actually looked kind of cool.
Yeah. It's integrally silenced and has a fires 300 blackout and can be manually cycled.
Really
so.
scary.
So that's what they're called. I actually handled a few of these.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alfred. It's paycheck time for me.
Yeah, the
since
300
I'm gonna work
blackout's
back
the
then.
perfect
Yeah.
gun for it because it works perfectly with the pistol length. So if you integrally suppress it, it doesn't care that your gas that's actually used to propel it is being pulled from really early, because it really doesn't benefit from a carbine or a full length system. And the round really likes being suppressed, so
Mm-hmm.
it's good to go.
All right, go for your
I don't know
paycheck,
how that
Joshua.
works.
And you think I do?
You're the freaking dungeon master.
Is
Fine.
it independent income?
No. I already calculated that. I have an actual job,
Oh,
so I get a
okay.
paycheck for it.
Right.
I'm the
Yeah.
only one here who has a job.
Excuse me, I'm doing my job
Yeah,
currently.
that's why I pay you for it.
How much should I pay you yearly?
Normally, I get paid on a
Oh yeah, I
per
do have my
person
per
basis.
capita yearly income. Hold on, let me find that.
Yeah. So, I mean, just take that, divide it by 52, and...
Divided by 52.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude!
Oh, nice.
I'm not gonna tell you guys. Should I tell him?
Please?
Grisha just rolled a 3 on something.
The 3 he's probably not supposed to roll. Damn it.
No.
Because Grisha almost never rolls well on the things he's supposed to.
I just rolled a crit success on something that's kind of important. I was hoping that at least pass.
Oh, that's good. Let's see.
He got a second date.
He got a second date.
I
Now
wish.
let's look through all the M4s.
She is definitely Grisha's type. She's like, yeah, she's a keeper because she's a smart ass. You like mountains and very cold weather?
So, what is your paycheck?
I'm trying to find it. Let's see, the list that we have does not have my paycheck listed.
Of course it doesn't.
It has a payroll, and of course, mine is not on there.
I seem to remember us talking
We
about
did.
this before, but I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember really what was determined.
Let's see. Let's see if there's a list of edits. Let's see. You.
Oh. I mean, honestly, I was trying to go with, like, what can I do now? But, well, that works.
See revision history.
You got a 4, so it gave you something better.
Yeah.
I
I guess before next session, you'll give me the actual deets of what I can do now.
I mean, you can't do anything. You can ask her to do things, though.
Okay, like zoom in.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, it's mostly tangential stuff, but zoom in, focus on things. She seems to pick up on stuff occasionally that you're not listening to just because you're not focusing on them. Additionally, she says that she can remove your muscle inhibitors, but that you're probably going to kill yourself.
Yikes.
She knows I'm very adverse to pain, and if it comes down to it, I can.
No. Like you're going to kill yourself.
Oh, okay. Alright. Any way to counter that?
Yeah, keep the muscle inhibitors on.
It sounds good to me. Like, if I take it off and I just punch something, I'd probably fucking shatter my arm.
Yeah, it's kind of, like, people lift cars occasionally when under massive stress. Then, can't walk for the rest of their fucking lives because you're not supposed to do that.
Sounds good to me. Outside of that, I guess I don't get any range negatives or penalties anymore with weapons.
No, you're still gonna get them. You kind of have to manually do it, and we'll go into it later and when you get into combat.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh wow, someone has done an entire blog article on the 300 blackout in GURPS.
Oh, good.
So Ollie, about getting me just some flat irons.
My friend. They are called backup irons for a reason.
Yeah, but I can see like.
Joshua,
Yeah.
This is a good point. How about just a red dot?
your paycheck.
I
That way you get the plus one from that.
I went
so.
back to August, back into 2016, and the only thing I could find that says CEO 19,000 euro.
19,000 euro. Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay.
Which I don't remember all the stuff that we had talked about with it. And then there was a reason we took it off. Because it was for,
yeah.
off for something.
Well, we'll just say you get 19,000 euros a week. Why not?
A week? Sweet.
You're the CEO. You pay yourself,
That's
basically.
that's baller. So that means I can multiply this by 4.
I'd like to point out Joshua's basically never used that
I
money.
will never use
And like
that money.
19,000 isn't actually a lot, but like he just wants some more money.
That's a huge ass paycheck.
Yeah.
89,000 US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
That's a week though.
No. That's the monthly payroll.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's more one that people make like
In
a year.
Yeah.
Is that before or after taxes?
I'll say it's after taxes.
God damn.
19,000.
Uh-huh. Euros, remember.
The year is crashing though.
It's
wasn't
doing
it
the opposite of
2000?
crashing right now.
Yeah, not in 2015.
Oh, in 2015
Yeah.
it was, but now it's not.
Yep.
Trying to
Michael
find a
Grease needs
decent-
that next bailout.
That was wow. That was rude.
That was low blow. That was
Low
low blow.
blow.
Outside of that, yeah, I'm looking at some Badger setups right now to see what I want to rock with.
It's not a bad idea. I think this guy's underestimating the price, or the damage, but he is only calculating the subsonics right now.
Okay, so Alfred, before we all disconvene,
Mhm.
how much for what do we get for session?
1 point plus 1 point disadvantages, same as
Okay.
normal.
Just want to make sure there was anything special.
So remember when we were talking about the other game we're in? Like the smallest we've got for a session is 3 points.
All right.
I think he's being way too generous on those.
Uh,
Oh, you're talking
Yep.
about